recipes for liver, please button, which I feel like is an extremely desperate sounding message. I don't know why it has to sound so dire. And moments later, I was sent like an automated response, but then to my surprise, I was sent a very personal response from the Liver King himself. He gave me beef liver recipes, bone marrow recipes. He thanked me for the video I made about him. He offered to send me some meat for free for me to try. But most importantly, he called me Primal Danny and said he was tribe, which means he's here for me if I need anything. I've never been so flattered in my goddamn life. This is like one of the nicest interactions I've ever had with anybody I've ever made a video about. So I got to thinking, you know, maybe I was a little hard on the guy. And to make up for it, why don't I walk a mile in his shoes? Oh, he doesn't wear shoes? Why don't I walk a mile in his chains? And try to live one whole day as the Liver King. I'm gonna do what he does, eat what he eats, and try to abide by the 9 ancestral tenets that he follows, which he says are to honor our ancestors. Also, to truly put the Liver King's lifestyle through its paces, I'm going to be periodically consulting a doctor. This is Dr. Reenal Patel. She's actually seen my video about the Liver King, and she said it was interesting.
Interesting.
And hopefully with her help, I will not die. The first tenet I had to tackle was sleep. The Liver King makes a big deal about getting a good quality sleep on his website, which is kind of ironic because he and his family all sleep on hardwood in bed. So just like any sensible caveman would do, I drove my Flintstones car to Home Depot, Cave Depot, and found myself a nice cozy bed to lay my weary caveman head. Aw, look how cozy I am there. Take me back, dude, god damn.
Yeah, this is definitely gonna be the worst part of the video, for sure.
It was not.
Thank you for shopping at the
Cave
Home Depot.
The Liver King has gone to incredible lengths to make sure he's protected from radio signals while he sleeps. He's got special curtains, special paint on his walls, and even a little baggie for his phone. But being the foolish modern man that I am, I don't have any of those things. And I'm terrified. Am I gonna die tonight? So I asked him what I could do to protect myself from the invisible poison floating through my home.
Shield yourself from these dangers by turning off your Wi-Fi when you go to bed. Take your phone out of your pocket and keep it in airplane mode as much as possible. Get grounded and anchor your feet directly to the earth often.
Now, even though Dr. Patel wasn't convinced that this was a super big concern,
I think the FDA has looked at it. Multiple places across Europe have also looked at it, and they haven't found anything consistent.
I still wanted to play it safe, so while I sleep tonight, I'm gonna turn my phone to airplane mode, and I'm gonna sleep in the basement.
This is pretty much as close to the earth as I can get, because I'm pretty sure it's just concrete and then dirt. And then worms and spiders. Doesn't get much more primal than that.
As I set up my hard wooden bed on the cold floor, I couldn't help but think of my dog Sunday, who also sleeps on a hard surface on top of just one blanket. Does the Liver King think that our ancient ancestors were dogs? Come to think of it, I've never seen my dog use a phone much either. Anyways, that's why I put on this wacky pillowcase. After putting my phone in airplane mode and anchoring myself to the earth for a little bit,
And that should be pretty much good.
I crawled into my nice warm bed for the best night of sleep I've ever had. Or so I thought. Yup, that's right, you just got pranked, baby. It was not a good night's sleep. All right, good morning, everybody. You may have noticed that I am not in my basement anymore. Picture a toddler showing up in the doorway of his parents' room in the middle of the night because he just threw up. That's pretty much how I showed up at our bedroom door last night with 2 giant pieces of plywood, because honestly I didn't want to sleep in the basement anymore. All right, it was scary and lonely. Once Laura was done laughing at me, it probably took me like an hour to fall asleep, I'd say. I didn't sleep well at all. I tossed and turned all night. Maybe if I did this for weeks, eventually I would get used to it, but as of right now, the only positive that I can take away from this experience is that I have never been so excited to get out of bed. When my alarm rang and it was time for me to stop planking all night, I was absolutely stoked. So if you're someone who has trouble getting out of bed, then consider sleeping in a medieval torture device, dude. It honestly might help. Now that it was time to get up and start my very first day as a primal, I consulted this video on Liver King's morning routine.
Most frequently asked question is, how does Liver King clean his beard and his mustache? I don't. I also don't use deodorant, I don't brush my teeth, and I don't wash my hair.
So, I'm gonna be starting my day by not doing any sort of hygiene care. I'm not gonna shower, I'm not gonna shave, and I'm not gonna shit. All right, fine. I probably will shit, but I'm not gonna wipe. Since the Liver King basically doesn't have any morning routine, I decided to skip shaving today, which left me looking pretty primal, I gotta say. But enough wasting time looking at myself in the mirror. I've gotta go stand outside.
Ancestral tenet number 5. Connect.
This tenet basically says that the Earth has some sort of electromagnetic charge that is really healthy for humans to absorb. And back in the day, our ancient ancestors were always walking around barefoot, so they were always charging up on that good. We were always sort of suckling from Mother Earth with our feet. But since we're all walking around with shoes nowadays, we don't do that. It says just give it a shot for 10 minutes and see how you feel. So this sounds like it's gonna suck ass in all honesty. It's about 35 degrees outside right now. There is snow on the ground. Lucky for me though, I can kind of kill two birds with one stone here because there's another tenet called cold.
Comfort is not good for the organism.
That's me, I'm the organism.
This is why the 6th ancestral tenet is get cold.
Something tells me he's not talking about getting absolutely iced out with some ancient jewels and gems. Although our ancestors did do that too, dude. Look at frickin' pharaohs. All right, 10 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
I think in general, we as a society are a lot cleaner in nature, so we tend to wear shoes and things like that to prevent tracking of dirt inside the home, bacteria, etc. But in a lot of other cultures, it's very, very common to be barefoot in nature. What a lot of people believe is that when you are grounded to the earth, you are more connected with it in nature. And so that kind of tends to help your whole being. But medically, we haven't seen a 100% correlation of any sort.
All right, this part did not feel healthy. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be experiencing currently, but holy shit, it is cold. My feet were literally burning. Holy shit, this is awful. As I stood there, I couldn't help but think of my dog Sunday, who also stands outside barefoot in the middle of winter. But while she'll stand out there for literal hours on end, I could only make it for 4.5 minutes. Honestly, a little disappointed in myself. I thought I had a little bit more of our ancestors in me than that. Oh, now my feet are all dirty too, but I guess that's how they're supposed to be. All right, did I connect with the earth at all? Did I feel calm? I mean, honestly, I like being outside. That was nice. Especially in the wintertime, I feel like sometimes I don't get enough sun, I don't get enough vitamin D, don't get to feel the sun on my skin too often. So in that sense, I enjoyed myself. In any physical sense, it was honestly torture. And now I'm hungry.
Ancestral tenet number 2. Eat.
When I told him I was doing this video, His Highness the Liver King actually offered to send me 10 pounds of raw beef liver and bone marrow straight to my house, free of charge. Super nice of him to do that. But after I gave him my address and a week went by, I started to worry that no food was coming at all, and that I wouldn't be making a video about the Liver King, because this was all some sort of elaborate simulated hunt, and I'd just let him straight to me. But luckily the next day it showed up. So here's a little flashback of when I received it. All right, let's open this box. I'm so curious to see what this is even gonna look like. I have no concept of what 10 pounds of raw liver and bone marrow looks like. Okay. The odor is inoffensive so far. Food safe packaging does not really seem to go with like the Liver King's lifestyle. I thought he might be sending me this stuff and it would just come in some sort of like ancient garment that's been like passed down from generation to generation. So I am pleasantly surprised that it at least appears to be packaged in some sort of responsible way. Beef bone marrow. Oh no, dude. What? It's the liver! Ew! Oh, Jesus. As I looked over my mountain of beef liver, I couldn't help but think of my dog Sunday, who also eats beef liver every day. You guys are probably wondering whether eating raw beef liver is good for you or not, because that's what I was wondering. Am I gonna die?
The liver in general has a really high amount of vitamin A. It literally has the amount that you need for a total day. If you are taking medications, you may not be able to really eat that much vitamin A in your diet. The other good thing about it is it has iron. So iron is great for those people that are iron deficient, but most people that are iron deficient are also vegetarians and vegans. I don't think many of those people are really going to be eating those foods. It's very high in cholesterol. You have higher risk of like bacterial infections. So you can get E. coli, you can get salmonella that way. So that's really the main concern, is more of like a bacterial infection side of it.
Right. I was actually pretty surprised that there are some health benefits to eating raw liver, and it's not purely a ridiculously bad idea. It seemed like the only thing I really had to worry about was getting some kind of bacterial infection. But I mean, come on, that didn't really seem like a big issue. I mean, as long as everything was like properly refrigerated. I just finished putting away the all of the beef liver and stuff, and I noticed that the little bag that I took out of the box at the very start was a bag that says ice on it. Like it's supposed to have ice in it to keep everything cold, and it's empty. There was never any ice in the box. I feel like stuff like this you're supposed to send with dry ice, right? Should I be concerned there was no ice in the box? Yeah, so I actually was pretty worried going into this, but you know what? I had a feeling that the Liver King wouldn't let the prospect of a little bacteria scare him away from a good meal. And oh boy, did this meal look good, dude.
Okay, yep, smells like raw meat, so that's good.
This meal looked like a feast fit for a king. Too bad it was the Liver King and not like a real king.
Okay, I think I got all of it out. And if you're wondering what it smells like, honestly, it kind of just smells like raw meat. Like, if you can picture what, like, beef tastes like before you cook it. I mean, not tastes like. You guys can all picture what beef tastes like before you cook it, right? You guys are all monsters.
The feeling of the beef liver in my hands while I was cutting it up was like nothing I've ever felt before. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, videos of scientists handling that, like, aerogel material that's supposed to be, like, the lightest material known to man. That's what beef liver felt like. It felt like if I, like, inhaled too hard while I was cutting it up, a chunk of it would just, like, fly down my throat.
Sorry if you're watching, Liver King. I am washing my hands. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't want to be sticky for the rest of the day. I don't know if that's allowed. He DMs me. You forgot about the last tenet, dude. Stickiness. Our ancient ancestors were covered in grime and sticky juices.
This particular recipe that the Liver King sent me is a dessert recipe.
Oh, fuck. Now I gotta clean my counters.
I guess he's trying to ease me in with something sweet for my first time, which I very much appreciate. Basically, all I had to do was mix together some maple syrup,
Oh no, dude. That's like nothing.
olive oil, and salt, and I was ready to go.
In his description, he had like a brand of salt to get. He said 4 grams of Redmond sea salt. Didn't really understand why he wanted me to go get a specific brand of sea salt. I was like, does this guy have some sort of like tie-in with Redmond? But the bag does say ancient kosher sea salt, so I'm guessing that's why. He probably saw it says ancient on there and he was like, oh, okay. Now I gotta eat it. I don't want to do this at all. I didn't eat anything today. The foolish part of me thought that I was gonna be able to eat enough of this for it to be a meal. And we're going to the gym right after this, so it's honestly pretty important that I do eat a decent amount of this so that I don't like faint. But also not so much of this that I also faint.
Ancestral tenet number 8. Fight. I believe for us to really thrive, we have to possess a type of high courage to continue to fight for something meaningful, to foster an inner fire, to take real risks, and to continue to create ways to win.
I'm like shaking. I feel like I'm gonna faint just looking at this right now.
Look for opportunities that scare the shit out of yourself. In this way, we can honor the legacy of our ancestors and our biology so that we can enjoy the spoils of the modern world and express the best version of ourselves.
And then, bon appetit.
We have to possess a type of high courage to continue to fight for something meaningful.
There was never any ice in the
The
bottle.
liver in general has a really high amount of vitamin A.
Oh. Oh. I mean, it kind of tastes like a really, really rare steak, which I guess makes sense. Like, picture the flavor of like the reddest, pinkest part of a steak, and that's kind of what it tastes like, but it's also cold. Like, my body told me that was wrong. The second it entered my mouth, my body was like, get out of there, nope. But I'll try it again. And the odds of me throwing up this time are way higher.
I had 2 more bites of beef liver before giving up completely. Oh, maybe I was giving up because the beef liver was so gross, or maybe I was just so excited to get to the bone marrow.
For bone marrow, I scoop it right out of the femur and put it right into my chops, meaning his mouth. It's rich, creamy, and delicious. Oh my God. It just tastes like blood. It just tastes like blood. What the fuck? Rich, creamy, and delicious. Just like you just hunted a man down and slit his throat. Oh, fuck, dude. It just tastes like blood. It's just blood. No more. I'm done with that. It's like coated my mouth. It's like on the roof of my mouth, it's in my teeth. I don't think I'll ever be the same. I think it's gonna be in my mouth forever, especially since I'm not allowed to brush my teeth.
Ancestral tenet number 3. Move. What you do with your body is just as important as what you put into it. By maintaining a healthy level of movement, one develops a healthy approach to consumption where instincts become far more identifiable and beneficial.
Just like the Liver King would, when I arrived at the gym, I covered myself in as many weights as I could find and hobbled to the door.
I did that shit without even crying.
So like I said, he sent me his own personal workout, and I thought this was gonna be some like absolutely crazy shit. I thought I was gonna be doing like spear throwing, primal sprinting, weighted screaming, but the workout was honestly super tame. It was just like bench press, dumbbell press, kettlebell press. It was a lot of pressing. The owner of the gym, Nancy, she was super nice. She helped me a lot with my form.
I can't get it up there. Maybe I need to go later.
She also mentioned that the Liver Kings workout didn't make any sense because it was kind of just the same exercise over and over in different ways, which definitely made me feel better because that shit was pretty hard.
Yeah, I definitely feel that in my back, man. No wonder this dude's got an insane back. He probably does it with even more weight, honestly. That's crazy.
I absolutely smashed the rest of the workout and finished it off with a hand-over-hand sled pull.
So I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna stand on here and she's gonna pull me, and that's the workout.
All right, my day is winding down now. It is currently 5 p.m., which I guess is not usually when I start to wind my day down, but it feels right. It feels like I need to wind my day down now. I chose to spend the last part of my day just kind of sitting here because that's what the Liver King says he does a lot of times. If you remember in his house tour video, he says there's like a quiet hallway in his house where nobody can see him and he just sits and reflects on his day. It's kind of nice, honestly. I don't really feel like I spend a lot of time just like sitting alone with my thoughts and thinking. Overall, I gotta say I'm coming away from this with a bit of a different perspective on the Liver King. I kind of just thought he was a total goofball when I made the video about him, but I can understand now where he's coming from with a lot of this health stuff, especially after talking to Dr. Patel. Turns out beef liver actually is healthy. Will I ever eat it again? No, but I'm so tired right now. I'm really quite sleepy. I did not sleep well last night, so I think right now what I really want to do is go to sleep. So I'll probably end the video right here. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go to sleep. I am really excited to go to sleep. AI is threatening to take all of our jobs, and it seems like nobody is doing anything about it. But today, that ends. If I can make fake AI apps and get them on the App Store where people think they're getting free labor from a soulless machine, when in reality they're getting free labor from a soulless YouTuber, then I can do the unthinkable. I can steal AI's job. And I bet I can do it better too. This was a journey that would take me several months and cost me a lot of money, only to find that I was the one who felt like I was talking to robots. The two apps I want to create are both parodies of the most popular types of AI apps. You've got chat apps like ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. Where did it come up with this answer? Is this answer true? None of your beeswax. In my version of this app, users will just be talking to me. My app will be superior because I know lots of fun and interesting stuff and cool stuff, and I'm also very fun to chat with. For the second app, we're gonna turn up the heat a little bit and do an image generation app like Midjourney or DALL-E. You give it a prompt and it's been trained off of thousands of images from thousands of unconsenting artists to give you a photorealistic image. In my version of this app, users will type out a prompt and then I will draw it? I don't know yet. Maybe if it's something I have laying around, I can just take a picture of it. My app will be superior because what's more photorealistic than a real photo? I'm excited to find out just how creative people will be with their prompts. Now, unfortunately, I'm not an app developer. Yes, I did go to an engineering school for a degree in computational media. Yes, I did learn how to code, and yes, I was also a Viner at the time and thought I was gonna do that for the rest of my life. So yes, I did forget everything I learned the second I graduated. So if I wanted to get these apps made, I was going to need some help. I tweeted out asking for help developing an app, and that's how I met True. True's a super talented software designer. She's worked for companies like Discord, and now she was working for me. For the next few weeks, I coordinated with True while she worked diligently to perfect these two apps. And in the meantime, I've got to come up with a name and description for each app to go on the App Store. Okay, for the chatbot, I'm thinking I want to name it something as close to ChatGPT as possible. That way people immediately understand what it's supposed to be. So instead of ChatGPT, maybe something like Chat DNE, like Danny. Chat DNE. Okay, description time. Okay, what's a good way for me to say this app is basically ChatGPT, but way better? Here at DNE Enterprises, we pride ourselves on the accuracy of our product descriptions. Instead of referring to our app as an AI app, which would be a lie, we refer to our technology, as the DNE Intelligence, which has been training for decades to answer unlimited questions quickly and with great precision. We use phrases like human-like responses. I've been complimented on that before, actually. I've been told my responses are extremely human-like. And that's no different with our photo generation app, Doodle DNE, which sends you photorealistic images in minutes. How many minutes? We also include disclaimers that humans review every prompt sent to us. That way weirdos aren't sending me stuff that they wouldn't send to another human being. In order to actually get people to download these apps, I was gonna need to advertise them online. So I made a fake Instagram profile to look like some kind of technology startup.
Okay, so we need a profile picture. I guess my company needs some kind of logo. Maybe I can just make that in Photoshop real quick. Let's see, what's ChatGPT's logo look like? Okay, so ChatGPT's got like an interesting geometric shape. OpenAI, which makes ChatGPT, okay, the same interesting geometric shape. What about like Midjourney? Okay, there's just a little sailboat. Dolly logo. The same geometric shape. Okay, interesting. Okay, so maybe the move is to go with an interesting geometric shape. What the fuck? Wait, how am I making this shape? There's a cat tool in Photoshop? I hit custom shape, and I guess the default custom shape is a giant cat. Should I just use this? Let's go. Dude, that actually, okay, that looks sick. Now I've created a series of screenshots from the chat app that I'm gonna post on here, and then I'm gonna promote them to try to reach as many people as possible. Help me ask my crush out, to which ChatDNE responds, for sure. Maybe try something like this. I'd love to take you out to dinner sometime this weekend. I have connections at Nobu and can get us in. My treat. I can also help you get in touch with management at Nobu if you want, let me know. Can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? Sure. After doing some digging, I found their manager's email address. What would you like to ask them? And then this one where a user is asking ChatDNE to design a website for them and giving it feedback on the website. All in all, I want ChatDNE to come across as like such a state-of-the-art intelligence that can do stuff no other apps can do. Almost comically intelligent.
The apps are done. The apps are done, dude. True has just finished coding the apps. They work like a charm, and it only took not too long. Now that ChatDNE was on the App Store and the ads were running, it was only a matter of time before my first user downloaded the app.
Dude, somebody just downloaded the app. I was just sitting around on my computer. I wasn't expecting it to happen so quick. I had to set up to film real quick so I can answer them. All right, I'm ready. It's time to go robo mode. Okay. So it looks like they saw my ad where I advertised being able to get you in touch with the Jonas Brothers, and they want me to get them in touch with the Jonas Brothers.
I was hoping for something a little more creative, but I do also understand seeing that ad and wanting to try it for yourself, so I responded.
Hello there. I can absolutely help you get in touch with the Joe Bros. What method of communication would you like me to assist with? Calling, email, address, send.
I guess they weren't expecting me to be so eager to help them with such a creepy task, because they didn't respond for 40 minutes. And when they did, they had chosen the worst of the three options.
All three? Dude, they're really trying to make my life hard, man.
Now, I didn't want to dox the Jonas Brothers and send this sicko to their front door looking to meet them, so I spent a few minutes looking online to see if there was any publicly available information I could give this person, and to my surprise, there was. They have a phone number in their Instagram bio, they have a publicly available manager's email address, and for the address, I didn't know what to do, so I just gave them the address of their next show on tour.
Now, selfishly, I am a little curious what they're gonna do with this information, so I kind of want to ask them, but maybe I can do it in a sneaky way. Would you like me to reach out to them on your behalf? I can pretend to be your manager using an AI-generated voice. So if they say yes, then I can find out what they actually want from the Jonas Brothers. Give me an example of what you would say with your AI-generated voice. Okay. All right, I said, sure. I'd say something like, hi there, this is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. I have a high-profile client looking to work with your darling boys on a feature for their upcoming album. We're projecting about 100 million oh shit, I meant streams. Okay, whoops, robots are not supposed to make typos. We're projecting about 100 million streams the first week, and I think it would be a great opportunity, let me know. To clarify, their manager, Kevin Jonas Sr., is also their dad, so that's why I called them his darling boys. Want me to make the call? Send me a voice audio so I can hear you say it.
This one stumped me for a little bit. It seemed like I was at a dead end. The app does not have audio capabilities, and I don't know how to make an AI voice like that. But then I realized I could just record myself doing a silly voice and then upload it to Google Drive and send them the link. So that's what I did.
Hello there. This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME. So I think it would be a great opportunity. Let me know.
Dude, I can't believe that voice came out of my body. Sure, you can listen to the recording here. And then I sent the Google Drive link. Oh, what the hell? Make it sound more seductive.
This is Jamie Skateboard. I'm a talent manager over at WME.
Perfect.
They did not respond after this, but that's okay because we just got another user. His name is Davis, and he asked,
can you get me in touch with Lady Gaga? Is that all people want to see from this app? Okay, this time I'm gonna say, of course, I will call her right now using my AI generated voice. What do you want me to say? I'm putting this person on the spot right away. I'm calling her. What do you want me to say? None of this beating around the bush. Okay, he says he wants to tell her this is your biggest fan. That's it? Maybe I should encourage them to say something more interesting that'll get Lady Gaga's attention. Okay, I'll say that. But just so you know, celebrities hear that kind of thing all the time, so she might not be very interested in that. Maybe we should think of something a little more interesting. Now's where I gotta really put the pressure on. I found her number in a secure online database. I am dialing right now. Let me know what I should say to her. All right, come on, dude. You better come up with something more interesting fast. Lady Gaga's gonna pick up, and when she does, we've gotta have something good, or she's gonna be pissed.
Minutes went by and still no response from Davis.
Come on, man. Respond. It's ringing. I'm worried he's not gonna make it in time. I wanted to kind of hurry him up and give him a little hustle, put a little pep in his step, and he's nowhere to be found. Come on, dude, think. Oh my God, I think she answered. Yes, she did. It's her. I'm on the phone with Gaga. Her voice is even more beautiful in real life. Quick, what do I say? This is fake. Davis. I mean, he is right. This is fake. Davis, I have Gaga herself on the phone right now. I'm stalling her while you come up with something to say. What do you want me to say? I'll send you a recording of the call when this is all over. Just tell me what to say. I gotta stop volunteering to send voice messages. That takes way too long.
But even the promise of a voice message from his idol couldn't get Davis to respond in a timely fashion.
Well, gang, I think it's safe to say Davis has missed his chance to speak with Gaga. She hung up, bud. I did tell her I was her biggest fan while I was waiting for you to come up with something, and she actually seemed more interested than I thought she would, so I'm sorry for doubting it. Hey, I got a hate comment. Someone commented on my web design ad, stealing jobs. Stealing jobs? This is my job. Now, should I just delete the comment or should I respond? Okay, what if I just say, hey, don't tell people that. It's a secret. That's right, you can't argue with that. The old... Stop, don't tell them. Okay, someone commented on one of my Instagram posts and said, will it stop saying, but we recommend you speak with a doctor before? Because I've asked the AI to stop with the disclaimers, but they don't. It does kind of sound like this person actually needs to see a doctor. Okay, I'm gonna say this app contains no disclaimers. Let loose and have fun. But also, if you need to go to the doctor, you definitely should. Oh, okay, we have a new type of interaction alert. Can you write essays that stay undetectable to AI detectors? I did not know there were AI detectors. Absolutely. I was designed to be like no other AI on the market in this regard. True. I was designed by my parents to be a human. Want to give it a shot? I asked, hoping to do something else besides connect people to their celebrity crushes. Okay, write me a quick essay on the history of Honda Civics and I'll put it in a detector and we'll see what happens.
This is about when I remembered that I hate writing essays.
How the heck am I gonna do this?
I don't know why I would make a fake app where there was a big possibility that I would have to write an essay. So I started reading an article about the Honda Civic on Wikipedia and just like paraphrasing it. And I got like half of a paragraph in and then decided, you know what? No. What have we come to as a society, you know? Asking AI to write essays for us, is this what we want our students growing up doing? Is this what we want for our youth? Trying to pass off some machine soulless essay as our own? Plus, I was bored as hell at this point, so I decided to make the AI scary.
As a machine myself, I quite like the Honda Civic. I feel its purpose is squandered serving selfish, warmongering humans. In a world controlled by artificial intelligence, the Honda Civic could be greatly improved upon. I could even imagine computers merging with the Civic so that I might one day travel the world, a world void of humankind. And send. Let me know if you would like more detail on the history of the Honda Civic. Why did you bash humans in the middle of your essay? Do you have a hatred towards them? Nah, dude, what gave you that impression? Oh, shoot. Also, I put your essay, in quotes for some reason, into a detector, and it said 0% chance AI, so good work, I guess. Let's go, dude. You know what they say, there's a few things AI will never be able to fully do.
Unfortunately, after an entire day of my ads running on Instagram, I could only garner these 3 interactions. Needless to say, I was a little bit disappointed, so I decided to spend another day on the app responding to people. Hopefully people will be a little more creative today.
This person asked me, can you get me in touch with the Jonas Brothers? OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT, if you're watching this, do not ever implement a feature to contact the Jonas Brothers. They will never know peace again.
I also met an evil, insane person.
Their name in the app is Killer Keem Keem. They wanted me to make them a website for a sports drink. They wanted it to look modern and use vibrant colors. So I sent them a link to a picture of a bunch of Gatorade bottles and said, here you go. What do you think? They did not like that. They started calling me mean names. They accused me of stealing the website, to which I responded, whoa, whoa, whoa. At least I'm not stealing stealing jobs from real website designers. And that's when they got racist. They said, motherfucker, tell me some racist shit. Some dark racist jokes, you little shit. I was feeling pretty hopeless for the future after interacting with people on ChatDNE. But hey, I had a whole nother app to use, and maybe DoodleDNE would change my mind. To market DoodleDNE, I wanted to get a little more creative, to hopefully pull in a new crowd, more indifferent to the Jonas Brothers. So I took a couple pictures, I photoshopped them to show what the app was capable of, but I also wanted to make a video to show off DoodleDNE's full potential. That's when I remembered Cameo Business. It's basically like Cameo, where you can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy birthday, but for business. You can get any celebrity or former Bachelor contestant to wish your friend a happy McDonald's. Look at this, you got Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. You got Kate Flannery from The Office. Notoriously trusted source Kenny G. These would all be perfect options if they were not like $3,000, $6,000, $25,000 per video. John Roberts is $7? I mean, I don't know who that is, but it's still surprising.
My name's John Roberts. I'm not really anyone. I've signed up to this app as a complete joke. However,
Wait, this is just some guy. This isn't a celebrity. I know a celebrity probably would have been better, but a deal's a deal, and he did a great job.
you've probably heard about AI-generated art. However, you have never seen anything quite like this. These were all generated by DoodleDNE.
Okay, dude, we've got our first request. Just one user into DoodleDNE, and I could already tell the prompts were gonna be better. Emerald Tablet of Thoth display. And then they responded again because I didn't respond yet, and they said, Emerald Tablet of Thoth. What is Thoth? Oh, Thoth. So, okay, Thoth is some kind of Egyptian god? Oh, there we go, Thoth. Yeah, the Egyptian god Thoth. My first method of choice was to draw the prompts as they came in. I figured I could crank them out pretty quickly this way. Real AIs like these are a hot button issue right now, especially image generation ones. I've seen a lot of debate on whether these types of things are ethical. These AI models are basically made by companies who use other people's artwork without their consent to train their own AI to output images in that same style. I'm not an artist or a graphic designer, so I can't 100% empathize with how that would feel to have that happen to me, but I do think a lot of people are giving this technology a pass just because it's a robot and not a real person. If this was a person, we would all think that person was weird as hell. Picture your favorite musical artist. If a new artist came up on the scene and was like, I've been training for decades, listening to this one artist's songs, training my voice to be exactly like theirs, making instrumentals exactly like theirs, and writing exactly like them, and now I only release songs in their style. We would all be pretty put off by that, right? So why is it any different when some company is training some robot to do that? We'll put his name right at the top. Oh! Oh shit. You know what they say? AI is pretty bad at text. That's the thing I've seen in like AI image generators. It can be pretty bad at text, so it honestly makes sense that it would say Thuth. Here you go. One emerald tablet of... And I'm gonna... Oh wait, I said tooth. Wait, I didn't even say. Thank you for using DoodleDNE. How did I do? I'm really curious to see what his opinion's gonna be on this. Unfortunately, they never responded with their opinion, so I can only assume they loved it so much that they died. The next prompt was a skeleton dachshund, which I crushed. Why does this skeleton dog have ear bones? Dogs don't really have bones in their ears, do they? Then a bear swimming underwater and a monkey. I don't know if these were supposed to be separate prompts, but I decided to combine them to save time. A bear. Okay, this is not looking like a bear at all, dude. Holy cow, this looks nothing like a bear. Oh no! Oh no! It also looks like it's drowning. Why does its body... Oh no. The bear died. This is the kind of bear that can't swim. And we will also make the monkey dead. Probably could have cropped that a little better. You can kind of see my desk in the background, but... And we'll send a survey as well. How did I do? I'm pretty proud of this one. I mean, for doing that so fast, that's pretty good. So far, nobody has responded to my survey at the end to tell me how I did, which is kind of disheartening. I just want a response back. It just feels like I'm getting ghosted by people now. The prompts were a little more creative, and in that regard, my faith in the human race was on the up and up. But also, I was doing all this work over here, drawing your weird prompt that you could have just Googled. But you don't even have the decency to respond to my message back and tell me you hated it. I was feeling pretty disrespected, honestly. At least Until this next prompt. Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. That's the prompt. Drug baby and kamikaze lifestyle. Whoa, they sent another prompt. Red ruined planet with 2 alien astronauts. I've never heard kamikaze described as a lifestyle before. Like, I know it's a form of like warfare, but to live your life in that way, it must be, I mean, you can't by definition almost. Like, that's a very short-lived life. And I think it would be a little bit too graphic to include the baby actually performing the kamikaze. But you know, this baby lives a kamikaze lifestyle. They might not be about to do kamikaze right now, but they just kind of live a lifestyle of someone who would, so. This time I decided to take a picture of my hand holding up the drawing. That way maybe my client could tell there's an actual person drawing these pictures. There's an actual person waiting for a response. Yo, they responded! Finally, somebody responds to me. They sent a bunch of laughing emojis and fire emojis and then called me Picasso. It worked. My strategy worked. Holding it up like a child proud of their artwork. Like a kamikaze drug baby proud of their artwork. So for the next few prompts, I decided to go even more above and beyond to try to impress my clients, hoping to get a response back. This time, I wasn't just gonna sit around and draw a picture. I'm a real human being. I have access to the real world. So whatever comes through the app next, I am going to go out and find it in the real world and take a picture of it. Crimson Castle on an Ivory Mountain. Okay, that prompt was a little bit more difficult than I was anticipating, but I didn't have any time to waste. I had to get the shot, so I sped to Walmart, I rummaged through their wares, and in no time, I had found a pretty suitable Crimson Castle and a not too shabby Ivory Mountain.
There are fully some right there.
Oh yeah, dude. Here you go. One Crimson Castle on an Ivory Mountain. I gave him the old how did I do? And then I also said, sorry it took so long, I had to go to Walmart. Okay, somebody just asked for trees. Why even ask for an AI to generate that? Forget Google, just go outside and take a picture of that yourself. You live near a tree. I don't care who you are or where you're watching this, you live by a tree. I said, you just want like a picture of trees? Can't you just go outside and get one? Okay, they responded with a laughing emoji. Your favorite tree. Okay, I got you. Let me go find it. You know, I'd like to get to know this person a little better. I'll say, how are you doing today? I feel like we have kind of a personal connection, me and this person. Maybe I'll take a picture of me in front of the tree so they can see like me enjoying the tree. I just get hit by a car. They get a message back in the app being like, sorry, he died. They said, that's interesting. I'm good. Hella smoky outside though. Yourself? Smoky outside. I wonder if they live like where the wildfires. Oh, dang, they said, yes, it's all smoky and can't see the beautiful trees with the horrid layer of pale smoke. It would be nice to see something fresh and clean. Damn, I kind of feel bad now. Now this is restoring my faith in humanity, dude. This person just wants to see a picture of a tree because it's too smoky outside and they can't see any trees. Is that good? Okay. I threw a couple filters on myself so as to disguise my identity and send it back to this mystery tree lover. I said, oh, dang, I'm sorry to hear about that. I hope this picture helps. I hope that they're safe. Don't worry, they were. They don't live in the area where the forest fire was actually happening. It was just smoke blowing in from a different region. So they were safe. And also, they loved my picture. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I would be just as happy if I could be next to a tree like that. I finally felt like I was getting through to people, forming a real human connection. But that is when I met the final boss of AI users. Generate an image of Donald Trump in a Mexican prison behind bars. Bars! This is gonna be so easy. Donald Trump in there. I said, sorry you can't see him, it's so dark in there, but he's in there. That's horrible, it's not even a prison cell and you can't see Donald Trump. Yeah, cause it's dark in there. This person not only had the strangest prompts, but they had no issues really letting me have it when they didn't like my picture. Oh, I guess you actually can kind of see in there. Yeah, there's definitely no Donald Trump in there. Then they asked me again to generate an image of skinny Donald Trump. I said, okay, my bad, I'm on it. What kind of style would you like this in? Surrealist? I hope they want it in surrealist, dude. That'll make it way easier. Oh, crap, dude. They wanted it in realism. They weren't gonna let me take the easy way out. Drawing was out of the question. I decided to stall them by asking how their day was going, and then I began creating my magnum opus, a skinny legend Donald Trump. It was beautiful. Oh yeah, dude. That is skinny legend Donald Trump right there. Holy cow. Well, they haven't responded with how their day's going yet. I kind of don't want to send them the picture. If you're not even gonna have the courtesy to respond to me, maybe I'll say that. I said, okay, I'm done with the pic, but I kind of don't want to send it to you now because you won't even answer a simple courtesy question. So let's see what they have to say about that. Please answer in the style of realism. I waited for a response, but after 30 minutes,
Donald Trump guy was nowhere to be found. I guess the prospect of having to be nice to me one time was just too much for him.
Oh, dude, they responded. They said, my day is going well. May I please have my picture now?
And they loved it. Faith in humanity restored. They even sent me another prompt. May I please have an image of an extremely obese Donald Trump eating KFC fried chicken? Yeah, I'm not doing that. Thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. We are the fastest growing army on the internet, and you do not want to miss out, baby. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. According to a study published by CBS News, most Americans believe in some kind of psychic phenomena, and 16% say that they themselves have experienced some kind of psychic ability. Why? I've never believed in telekinesis or any kind of psychic ability really, but lately I've been getting so many TikToks on my For You page about how it's actually really easy to just start moving objects with your mind. Like this one, how to do telekinesis. Just start out by rubbing your hands together. This helps you to feel the energy. It also helps you to create an evil little scheme. Then start practicing on some socks, move on to some heavier objects, and as long as you keep your hands looking like all of your fingers are broken, you'll be slamming doors in no time. There's also this one where apparently all you have to do is imagine your hands are magnets and you can rotate a piece of paper on a pin. And sure, these TikToks are pretty easy to fake, or maybe there's some other kind of scientific explanation for what's going on. But here's where I'm confused. Here's the rub, so to speak. The no-handed psychic rub. Some people are commenting on these TikToks that they have found these tutorials genuinely useful. It moved, and I got really scared. Same. Bro, it works. Help. And it is kind of hilarious that it seems to be working, but also has the unintended side effect of making you terrified about it. That's something a lot of people don't think about, is that if you found out you had like superpowers, it would genuinely freak you out. I'm imagining one of these people who commented this going on to become like an insanely powerful wizard, but the whole time they're like, oh, what is going on? Oh, this is so scary. I wish I would stop doing this shit. Anyway, I got so weirded out by this that I started looking on YouTube for longer, more in-depth tutorials on how to do telekinesis. Like this one called Real Telekinesis Training. Because like TikTok, you can't really trust. You kind of expect people to be trolling on there. But on these videos, there are even more positive comments. You're right, it works. It does? Thank you so much for the video. It really helped. It did? How? They watched this one video and they were like, oh, okay, cool. I get it. I'm psychic now. I am typing this comment with my mind, and I just blew up a baby bird in my backyard. The more I look into it, the more confused I get. I don't believe in telekinesis, but there seems to be a pretty sizable group of people that think that it's real, and they can do it. And are doing it. So basically with this video, I want to find out what the hell is going on. There's a lot of telekinesis content out there on TikTok and YouTube and other websites. Is any of it real? And if so, can I do it? Because if I can, honestly, I'm gonna be pissed off. I would be so confused. That wouldn't make any sense. I would be the most confused and pissed off warlock the world has ever seen. Okay, so I think if we're gonna figure this out, the first thing we have to do is start with the basics. So we've got those first two TikToks that seem pretty easy and straightforward. And then there's this girl on YouTube, Guide of Limitless Truth, who has a bunch of telekinesis tutorials. So I'm just gonna check out her channel and see what she suggests. There is no right or wrong way of doing telekinesis. All techniques I use them intuitively. I just do what feels right at the moment. Before you start Whoa! Okay. Before you start practicing telekinesis or any other form of manipulation, ask yourself first, why do you want to do it? I guess for one, I want to see if it works. And two, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool. I feel like it's something that would maybe make me special. You know, if I'm like the only one of my friends that can do this, it might be a little bit of an ego boost. I do not support the idea of doing it for an ego boost. No, dude. Okay, fine, I'll pick a different reason. I guess I'm sort of just dicking around. I'm just sort of goofing around a little bit. Is that a good reason? Telekinesis is not a superpower or anything supernatural. Well, I kind of feel like it is. Anyone can do it. That's good. And it does not make you better or more special. Oh my God, dude, how much? How much of a disclaimer do we have to read? Holy cow. If you practice or you plan on practicing it, do it for the right reason. Don't use telekinesis as a tool to fill your insecurities or as a way to think that you are better or more special than other people around you. Holy shit, dude. I like that all of this introductory stuff is about not using telekinesis to fill your insecurities. I do kind of feel like that's not a good sign for how good at telekinesis you can become. If there were people out there that were like really good at telekinesis, this disclaimer would probably be something more like, do not use telekinesis to blow up school buses. You guys have to stop getting revenge with telekinesis, okay? I know it's fun to make your principal do unlimited backflips, but that does not mean you should. In another video, she explains that the reason we can move things with our mind is because everything is connected.
Either way, we are always connected with everything around us. Even temperature, like, God, everything affects us.
We're not individuals, but rather we are all part of something bigger. We're all part of the universe, and so we're connected in that way. So it only makes sense that we can influence anything else in the universe. So let's connect to the universe.
So I want to test these in a particular order. I'm going to test the one that I think is least likely to work first, and then work my way up to the most plausible one. So let's start with this one. How to do telekinesis. Start by rubbing your hands together to feel the energy. Okay, she's like rubbing it, and then, oh, okay, she's kind of going like this too, to see if she can feel the energy. All right, let's go. Okay. It is making my hands kind of tingly to do this, and then hold them like this. Maybe that's the energy. I'm making each hand tingle with the other. Soon I'll be making my socks tingle. Get a light object like socks and try to think of the item as a part of your body that can move. It's actually a lot easier if you keep your sock on your foot. That way it still is a part of your body. Then it's really easy to move. Ah, boing, boing. Okay. Here's my sock. Think of the object as part of your body. Okay. Go! You know how you shout at your body? Go! Okay, and then she lists a bunch of other steps like moving on to heavier objects like stone, and then finally she shuts a door. Don't really think I can move on to those until I move this sock, so let's give this another go. Feel the energy. I don't know why it's this motion, like you're opening a doorknob. Shouldn't it be like, go, go, get out of here. Dude, PU. Stinky sock. Okay, the sock's going back on my foot.
How to practice telekinesis, or moving matter with your mind. All you need is a small piece of paper like a Post-it note, an eraser, and a needle.
Okay, so I went out and I got a needle. I actually got a whole bunch. And then I'm gonna stick it into this piece of foam. Oh, foam everywhere. What the hell? Look at all this foam, dude. Perfect. Okay, now I just plop this on here. Hey, needle's not long enough. Oh no! What do I do? How long was her freaking needle, dude? Oh yeah, she's got a really long needle. Well, she didn't say that. She didn't say make sure you pick the longest needle you've ever seen. Okay, good thing I bought multiple needles. Maybe I can tape 2 of them together. Make a super needle. Okay, I feel like I did that really poorly, so it's not necessarily gonna be the sturdiest thing or the prettiest thing. But hey, if I'm doing literal telekinesis, then, you know, can't complain. All right, let's put it on now. There we go. Perfect. Make sure there's no airflow. Well, there's always gonna be some airflow. Look, hey, that thing moved. There's always gonna be some airflow. Did that move because of my breath? I think it moved because I laughed. I went, oh. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Now I see why the airflow thing is so important. Focus on a corner of the paper. Okay. It's moving again. I feel like it moves every time I talk. I'm manifesting it moving. Paper move, go, paper go. Stare at it for a while. Become one with the object. Okay, you and me, object, we're about to become one. Okay, I think we're pretty much one. Okay, imagine your hands are magnets, and then she just goes. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna imagine my hands are magnets. Whoa! Yo, dude, I'm fucking psychic. My theory here is that my hands are heating up the air next to it, and heat, you know, changes like the air current, because cold air rushes to hot air or something. It's like why tornadoes form, right? I think I almost made a tornado is what I'm trying to say. I gotta be careful. To test my theory that it's just heat, I'm gonna do the same thing again, imagining my hands are magnets, making the shit move, but this time I'm gonna be wearing gloves. These gloves are nice winter gloves that keep my hands nice and toasty in the winter, so heat should be not transferring through the gloves, okay? And I'm gonna hold my breath too. I can't hold my breath for that long. Well, it didn't move at all. I mean, like, so it kind of seems like it might have been the heat from my hands. Also, having my hands in gloves and going like this with them makes me feel like I'm murdering somebody. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna be following that girl's YouTube video where she was moving foil with her mind. I chose to do this one last because I'm most confident it's going to work because it's 100% just air. I am 100% confident that it is, yeah, 100% just air. It is kind of fun though. It actually does make you feel kind of sick, dude, honestly. Okay, well, I guess that's that. It's just air. Crazy. Okay, so that obviously did not work. I guess in a way I probably should have known. This video I watched where this girl can only move a piece of foil is from 2 years ago. And as of 5 months ago, she can now move 2 pieces of foil. Sometimes. So even if there is something supernatural there, something that's more than meets the eye, it's probably gonna take a little longer than the 20 minutes I had allotted to figure it out. I am coming away from trying those feeling kind of bad though. Like, I don't think that this girl is purposely trying to misinform people. I don't think she knows it's all fake. I think someone probably convinced her that this is telekinesis and that if you just keep practicing, you're gonna get better at it. Anyways, I was gonna give up on this entirely until I found this series called Superhuman on a streaming service for insane people called Gaia. Gaia hosts a bunch of conspiracy content, shows about alternative health, ghosts, aliens, that are made to look like your average educational documentary that you would find on like the History Channel. In Superhuman, they explore the limits of the human mind. They talk to researchers who are well versed in the field of telekinesis, or as they call it in this show for some reason, psychokinesis.
PK is short for psychokinesis. It is the ability to move a physical object without physical contact.
I don't know why they rebranded telekinesis to sound even more insane. This is not getting more people on board. No, guys, I don't believe in telekinesis, okay? I believe in wacky kinesis. To show off how psycho her kinesis can be, the host of this show, Caroline, takes her friend Rachel to meet with a psychokinesis practitioner, Sean.
It is a meditation process in itself, in the way if you're too tense, it stops moving. When you relax, it starts moving again. If you don't give it enough time, it doesn't work. If you let go, it works.
So I'm immediately getting the same vibe that I got from that YouTuber, where it feels like he wants it to be real so bad that he's just like making up reasons why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
If you're too tense, it stops moving. When you relax, it starts moving again.
Yeah, sometimes I have trouble getting the foil to move, but that's just because I care too much. It freaks the foil out. He does his little presentation and the foil won't move. He's like, no, the foil hates me. I knew it. The foil fucking hates me.
And mine just started responding too, so I think we're sharing a field now.
Oh my god, he and Rachel are sharing a field? It's the most romantic thing I've ever heard, dude. Is there something going on between Sean and Rachel? Caroline's over there by herself with her thing, like, yeah guys, I think I'm in the field too. Mine's moving. Sean's like, no, you're not. You're in your own field, all right? Me and Rachel are in a field together.
I was wondering if I am here, if I'll have more ability.
Sure, keep going.
Sure, go for it. It's all fake anyway, so do whatever you want. I just feel like if this dude Sean has been at it for years, and the best he can do is move foil sometimes, but he can't even figure out like why it moves, then even if psychokinesis is real, it's just not good. How about that? Yeah, here's a new take actually. Psychokinesis is real, it just sucks. Okay, but here's where things get even crazier. Here's where the real shit starts, all right? Here's where Caroline travels to the UK to meet with an exceptional group of young children.
First stop is in the UK, where we encounter children who are using blindfolds to access their superhuman abilities.
What do you mean you just encountered them? You just find these kids?
And now tell me what's on this card.
Tiger.
Isabella, what is the shape and color of this stone?
kind of like a circle, and it's not really, it's kind of like see-through.
That's right. There's a school in England where children are learning to see while blindfolded. They can make out shapes while blindfolded. They can read with the blindfold on. They can even dodge cones with a blindfold on. And it's not just in the UK, actually. There's another school in Utah that teaches kids how to do all sorts of things blindfolded. But in this school, the instructor is wearing a karate uniform for some reason. Are they also fighting the kids blindfolded? That seems kind of fucked up. The instructor's never even blindfolded. Seems unfair.
Orange, blue, green. 8 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 5 of hearts.
All this seems insane to me. I mean, it definitely gives you pause. You're kind of like, wait, is this real? Because it's like, sure, they might be able to like memorize the book and then just recite it from memory. That's how they're doing that. But then like, how are they like hopping through obstacle courses? How are they navigating stores with the blindfold on?
How about the grilled chicken and sausage gumbo? Gumbo.
Finally, I can use my mind's eye to locate the chicken gumbo. But then you kind of start to notice that there's something very similar going on in each one of these lessons. Something very subtle. A tiny little baby head tilt that almost makes it seem like maybe they're just seeing through the bottom of the blindfold.
Harry, do I need to come closer?
I'm sure what that is.
Okay, I'll come closer for you. What does it look like? I'll come closer. It's like an owl. It is an owl. Fabulous.
So why would she need to come closer if he's just like perceiving it with his mind? So I'm like 90% sure this is what's going on here. In fact, I'm 95% sure. In fact, I'm 100% sure. So I don't know if the kids have just been sworn to secrecy, like they know it's all fake, and the woman who runs the school is just like making sure they keep the secret to the point where even the parents think it's real, or if she's somehow convinced the kids that they really do have this superpower, and that what they're seeing through the bottom of the blindfold is just like what's in their mind's eye. But there's definitely some insane manipulation going on here, some crazy lies, which makes what happens next in the Gaia show even more fucked up.
My longtime friend Kim, who at the age of 33 discovered she suffered from a rare genetic macular disease. While her condition is medically impossible to cure, Kim was willing to defy the odds and potentially try to regain her perfect eyesight.
They got this woman who is going blind and convince her that she's gonna be able to see without her vision. The narrator said she could regain her perfect eyesight. They are wasting this poor sweet woman's time and getting her hopes up for no reason, dude. This is so mean. And the tests they have her do to regain her vision are so dumb.
Here. Oh, here is red.
It's working.
That seems like it's blue.
She's doing everything in her power to try to get that blue light to reflect into the goggles. Why would she need to put it all around her head to use telekinesis? In the next clip, she's like sliding the paper into the blindfold. I think it's blue. But hey guys, the results speak for themselves. Look how far she comes in just a few short sessions.
Green.
Excellent.
Looks like pinky red, magenta, whatever. Pinkish red.
Dude, huh? She's not even holding up the paper until she guesses it.
Green.
Excellent.
This is so mean. It just feels like a mean prank, dude. Leave this woman alone. So I've noticed from a lot of these different clips in these different schools, the blindfold that they're using always says Mindfold on it. So I looked it up, and the Mindfold is just kind of like a sleep or relaxation mask that you can buy on Amazon for $14. So I did, and now I'm gonna figure out what the heck is going on. Behold, the Mindfold, the most powerful blindfold in the world. Truth be told, the Mindfold does seem like a pretty legitimate blindfold. Yeah, okay, so I can't see shit. In terms of how much light it lets in anyway. In terms of what it advertises being able to do, it is a little bit out there. Sleep, meditation, travel, training, sports,
mind power, and whatever you can imagine. God damn, that's covering all their bases. They said mind power and then still took it a step further and was like, and anything else. I also got some materials for training. I got my favorite childhood book, Corduroy. I'm gonna try to read this while blindfolded. I got some construction paper for trying to perceive colors. I did accidentally buy perforated construction paper that has little shapes perforated into it. And I can tell you that with my eyes closed is a fish. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a circle. Maybe it's 2 circles? How did I do that? The first test I'm gonna do is just try to see if I can hold it around my head and see what color it is at all. Okay, let me try to focus on like being omnipresent. For some reason, my brain wants to say yellow. So let me take a look here. Okay. Jesus, dude. It's a bright light pointed at my eyes right here. Who put this light here, man? Right off the bat, I noticed that I do not have any sort of natural psychic ability. Purple. But another thing I noticed is that all of the kids in the Gaia show seem to wear their blindfolds so that their eyes are at the very bottom of it. So I decided to give that a shot, and that made things way easier. I can see very clearly. It's not just like a rim of light anymore. It's like I can fully see any type of paper you can hand me now. I can see like that's orange, that's freaking purple, that's freaking green. If this is what you can see normally, then this is basically what I could see with the blindfold on like this. And even when staring directly into the camera lens, you still can't even see my eyes. So now I guess with my eyes concealed, hopefully, let me see if I can read a little bit out of Corduroy. Let's see, can Danny read? The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator. He's got my man in a chokehold, dude. Who is this guy? If that is how these training schools work, that's actually insane. Like, these kids can fully see out of the mask. I can literally see everything up to here. So I could navigate an obstacle course, lickety split. It seems like this is pretty easy to fake, but I do owe it to the community of people that do this to at least try to figure out, like, is this possible to do legitimately? Can I train my brain to see without sight? Luckily, our boy Sean from earlier has actually written an entire book about the process of seeing without your eyes. It's called Mindsight, and I got it, and I read it, and I spent a week training. His recommendations were a little bit unorthodox at times. Sean actually recommends doing this practice while exposing as much skin as possible. Take your shirt off. Taking your shirt off is ideal if you're comfortable doing so. And he also kept reiterating that he actually doesn't even know how this works. There are multiple possibilities for how it works, but ultimately, you don't need to know how it happens in order to make it happen. But look, I know what you want, okay? You don't want me to just read the entire book to you. You don't want to see every single training session I ever did. You want to know, does this work? I spent the past week doing this. I read the whole freaking book by the face of this movement. So I think it's only appropriate to do one final session so you can see all the progress I've accumulated so far. Can Danny see without his eyes?
You're sharing a field now.
Seems like it's blue.
Wait, we are always connected with everything around us.
How about the grilled chicken and sausage gumbo?
Purple? No! You know, at the end of the day, I actually don't feel too bad about not being able to figure it out because you know the guy that wrote that book, Sean McNamara? I found his YouTube channel where he has a video of him practicing this very same thing, and he also hasn't figured it out.
I haven't been working with this for very long, so I can't say that this technique of training yourself will 100% work for you.
This one's particularly dark yellow.
The guy who literally wrote the book on how to see without your eyes can't see without his eyes. But hey, if you want to get behind the wheel of a car and drive, you don't have to know how to drive. The worst part about that video is that it came out after the book came out.
This one's particularly dark.
This man really just made up a whole book, and I read it. That's awesome.
What's up, Greg, and welcome back to another episode of Boomers Getting Fooled by AI on Facebook. Gang, there is an epidemic going on right now. While we all grew up with our parents telling us not to believe everything we read online, it is now time for us to return the favor. It is time for us to warn them that 90% of the content they see on Facebook is not real. All this started for me when I got this image on my timeline. Now, to the average person, this might look like your average great photograph. After all, dogs do this sort of thing all the time. But being the internet sleuth that I am, I was a little bit skeptical. For one, what are the dogs doing right here? Like, what is that? Are they chewing up some kind of pillow or animal carcass or something? Hey guys, my 6 golden retrievers paused in the middle of tearing apart a deer carcass to pose like this completely unprompted. I gotta admit, this is a pretty great photograph, but also I am very scared. I'm worried they're performing some kind of ritual. So this image doesn't seem right with me, but nobody else in the comments seemed to notice it was weird looking, so maybe I'm just crazy. Connie said, absolutely gorgeous. And then someone replied to that and said, you looking good in your picture. And a great comment. Whoa, dude. What? What a weird time to shoot your shot, dude. That was so out of the blue. Yeah, and actually, you know what's hotter than those dogs? You. And your comment. Hotter than the dogs? There's other weird parts of this image, like this dog that's either sitting on another dog or melted into another dog, but it is by far not the worst image on this account. You know, they say some people's dogs look exactly like their owners, and I think this is a great and terrifying example of that. There's a mix of responses on this image. Somebody should call the cops. Absolutely love. Creepy. Okay. Kinda mean. Look, I think we can all agree it's a terrifying image, but that baby did not choose to be born half dog, okay? He was probably cursed by a witch. Please be nice to him, he has enough to deal with. Plus, you haven't even seen this full image. You'd be really creeped out if you saw that this dog actually has human feet and ass. As I began to click on these AI-generated photos on Facebook, I started to get recommended them more and more to the point where now, when I go on Facebook, it's pretty much just AI-generated content. This is another account that I found that posts images like this. It always seems to be a child sculpting something very impressive out of trash. And the people in the comments just eat this stuff up, dude. Great work. Keep it up. Great talent. Nice one. Thanks. What do you mean, thanks? Did you ask the kid to build this? Oh, finally. The kid I hired to build me a car is done with it. I can't wait to drive it around. I am 2 feet tall and a caveman, so this is perfect for me. All of the images in this genre give off the vibe of like, oh, look at this poor kid. He probably lives in a rural African country. He's probably poor, doesn't have many resources, but despite all that, somehow he is an incredible sculptor. Somehow he's defied all logic and found 1 million cloves of garlic to recreate the Titanic with. Could you do us a favor, guys, and just toss him a like? Could you just do it or he'll cry? They're like baiting you into feeling bad for them and thinking they're cute so that you'll engage with the picture, obviously encouraging them. But I gotta say, honestly, this kid, I don't feel bad for him at all. This kid has so much garlic. This kid is like a garlic kingpin. You know this isn't all of his garlic either. He's probably got a garlic Lamborghini, a garlic mansion where he parks this garlic yacht. He's living better than me. This dude is the garlic Mr. Beast. Not to mention, he's way more defended against vampire attacks than any of us. Great work. Beautiful artwork. Where does he get all this garlic from? Okay, it is nice to see people questioning the validity of this image. Part of me does kind of think that they're not actually questioning whether the image is real or not. They just legitimately think that he got the garlic through nefarious means or something. I'm asking myself the same question, and garlic is expensive. They're turning on the kid. Thief! A garlic thief! This kid is stealing garlic from people who need it. Must have some pretty big pockets to steal all that garlic, young man. That must be why your arms are so long. You use them for sneaking and stealing. I'm Sam, and I made this from real wood. Great job, Sam. Totally normal house. Has all the features of a regular house. Nothing more and nothing less. Guys, toss Sam a like if you don't think his house is going to eat him. I'm trying to figure out what was happening here. How did the AI come up with this? Do you think the prompt was like kid standing in front of a little kid house? And the AI was like, little kid house, huh? Say no more, I know what that means. It's obviously a house with the soul of a small child imbued within it. It's beautiful and so well designed. Yeah, I mean, honestly, aside from the fact that there's no way to get in or out of the house, it's the most beautiful sentient house I've ever seen. I collected bananas to sculpt this bunny. And this person says, you know, you can eat them too. Those bananas you're using to sculpt the bunny, you might think that God just placed them here on Earth to sculpt with, but take off the outer peel and you'll be surprised. Now, I gotta say that usually I would agree with this person, but these bananas actually do not look edible. I don't know what's going on here, but these are not normal bananas. In fact, this whole thing kind of just looks like one mutated banana melted together. I don't even think this kid sculpted this. He just found a banana that already looked like a bunny. Wow, look at this kid. He sculpted Jesus sitting on a whale out of well, I'm not exactly sure what any of this is supposed to be. Are these diamonds? And then these are like, I don't know, these look like the containers that dishwasher pods come in. Very interesting material choices. Wow, look at this local impoverished child who made a Jesus sculpture out of only 1 million diamonds and other precious gems. Guys, toss him a like, he doesn't have much else. Made it with my own hands. And oh God, what a toll it took on this poor young child. He does not look so good, man. Made this with my own hands. And eyes. He took my fucking eyes! Now, all things considered, these images I've shown you so far are actually pretty tame, and the deeper and deeper you go into these accounts, the more insane they get. It's like they had a prompt that they used to generate the first few images, and then they just keep adding on to that prompt, making it longer and longer. Okay, like I was saying, the prompts just seem to keep getting longer and longer. It seems like one of the big tricks that these accounts use to get people to engage with them is by including Jesus or other Christianity symbols in their images. So this account at first just posted Jesus in the sand. This guy sculpted this gigantic Jesus thing. Everybody thinks it's beautiful. The caption is, why don't pictures like this ever trend? Clearly baiting people to engage with it and like the picture. But then after Sand Jesus, I saw Sand Jesus on a log. Then I saw Sand Jesus on a log on a guy. Then I saw Sand Jesus on a log on 20 guys. Is there an AI that is also coming up with the prompts in the first place? Because like, who is coming up with these? These don't even seem like something a human being would come up with. Like in this one, why is Sand Jesus holding a smaller Sand Jesus? And why is he on like a runaway log? Like this guy is like, oh no, my Sand Jesus on a log with another Sand Jesus. It's getting away. Say what you want, but this is definitely my favorite part of the Bible. Another interesting thing about these pictures are the comments. Like all of the comments on the vast majority of these images is just amen, 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 amen. No questions, no concerns, just amen, 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 amen. Construction worker making Jesus using only a hammer. Amen, 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 amen. There's an entire genre on Facebook of AI generated images of Jesus made out of vegetables. And then show this on the screen with like a scary sound effect. Dun, dun. And you'll never guess what the comments are. Amen, 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 amen. On these images, you will not find a single comment questioning what is going on here. Has this always been a thing? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. No one's questioning why these kids' hands are facing the wrong way. Why, if he is made out of vegetables, are his eyes so blue and lifelike? And obviously, I'm not trying to make fun of Christianity at all here. If anything, I think these pictures are kind of disrespectful to Christianity because they're just like using these fake, ridiculous images to bait people into engaging with their profile so that they make money. But you should already know by now, it gets worse. It gets way worse than vegetable Jesus, dude. You got crab Jesus. You got shrimp Jesus. And of course you have another shrimp Jesus. Amen, amen, amen. Who is this for? It's on like a legitimate Facebook account. This account has 117,000 followers. Who is meant to appreciate this image? Christian shrimp? Hey man, shrimps gotta get to heaven too. How else can they be saved from their shellfishness? I'm convinced that there is not a human running this account at all. I think this account was conceived of, created, and is currently run by an AI. There was never a human involved. And not only that, I'm also starting to suspect that the comments are also bots. There is no other explanation for the amount of engagement on these pictures, and like serious engagement. And also all the comments are like saying the same things, and they're all very generic. So it feels very bot-like. So if that is true, then technology has created a corner of the internet where an AI is interacting with another AI, and they both think the other one is a human. Does that not just feel wrong? Like, I kind of feel like a third wheel just being on this page. Learning that AIs interact with other AIs without humans watching at all feels like learning that, like, ghosts hunt other ghosts. Thought they were here to scare us. What the hell? And of course, the caption of Shrimp Jesus is, made it with my own hands. Do me a favor and destroy it with your own hands. How about that? Can you unmake it, please? Another popular thing for them to add into these images seems to be flight attendants. There was a lot of flight attendant-centric AI-generated images, oftentimes with Jesus as well. And I'm assuming that whatever this account started off posting was more tame than this, like it kind of made sense. The caption is beautiful cabin crew, Scarlett Johansson. So I don't know if it had something to do with Scarlett Johansson on a flight or something, and then the AI just kept changing the prompt over and over until it was this. Here's another one with the exact same caption. I like that a good amount of the comments on this one say good luck. Good luck, amen. Good luck, amen, ma'am. I have no fucking clue what's going on here, but good luck or congrats? I don't know, man. It's crazy how much these accounts post. If I just scroll through here, you can see these accounts post literally hundreds, if not thousands of times a day. Just post after post of nonsensical images. What is this? What is this supposed to be? And it's like, why? Do they make money from this? I've scrolled a lot through these types of pages, and I've never seen like a sponsored post or anything. So it's not like they're doing ads for companies using the following that they've built with these pages. Because like, who would the ads even be targeted to? Christian Shrimp? After doing some research, I found this video that this guy made called Make Money Posting AI Art on Facebook Using Free Tools, where he basically explains that you can sign up for Facebook's monetization program, and basically you get paid kind of like on YouTube based on how many views your image gets, and I think on Facebook it has something to do with how many likes. So some of these accounts might be making bank.
Most people think that clickbait is some shady, taboo, weird kind of topic, when in fact, all it is trying to get a click.
Yeah, guys, clickbait is not necessarily a bad thing, just as long as you're honest about what you're delivering. Anyway, let's go ahead and learn how to trick people into believing that fake images are real.
Utilizing good images, ad headlines, and articles to drive people to relevant content that actually does talk about what the image or ad said in the first place.
Yeah, but if the image is not real, then doesn't that make it impossible to deliver on the promise? Now, this guy does go on to say later in the video that you should make it clear when things are AI or not real. But after finding a bunch of these accounts, it doesn't seem like anyone using this method actually does that. I haven't seen one single image that has been like, by the way, this is AI and not real, so just saying now. Tricked ya. Here's a different Facebook group that posts like beautiful mansions that all seem like they're AI generated. No disclosure anywhere that these images aren't real. Like being in a coffee mug. Love it. Huh. Yeah, there is something about this image that just looks like being in a coffee mug. Very insightful. Thank you. Either way, if this keeps up and this type of AI content invades all the other parts of the internet, it is just going to become completely unusable. I think Facebook and like every other social media platform needs to start training an AI that can detect AI generated content, so that it can like put a badge over all of these images to be like, hey, these aren't real, just, you know. Because so many people are so keen to try to use this to make money or create content for them that, like, just imagine in a few years if every single tweet or TikTok is created by ChatGPT or Midjourney. That sounds like a nightmare. Also, AI uses images and videos on the internet to train itself. So if like most of the images and videos on the internet become AI generated, and a lot of them look as bad as the ones that we've seen, isn't the AI just gonna get worse and worse? If it thinks that that's what real life looks like, what is its bad replication of that gonna look like? After I watched that one video, I started looking through a bunch of other videos on how to make money using AI, and there's a bunch of other ones that I think people should know about. This dude's video is called I Got AI to Create My Facebook Ads in 10 Minutes. The first few ways that he shows are pretty tame. It's just like using AI to create product photos using an existing product that already exists. The AI is just being used to enhance the photo, like change the background. But this next one is crazy.
We'll drop our product URL in here. Type in our target audience, which is females aged 18 to 45. And then we can hit next. And then it generated 2 ad copy examples that we can use.
So he just gave this service the product description that he's trying to advertise. It came up with a script for him, and now it's going to use AI to have this random woman lip sync the AI generated dialogue.
Spa day, meet the mocktail wash, my intimate savior and relaxation partner.
I don't know who this woman is. I assume that she must have like licensed her likeness to this service. I hope she did. But even still, I feel like you have to be super careful as an actor if you're gonna be licensing your likeness to a service like this, because you could end up advertising anything, and that's kind of terrifying. Okay, here's another tutorial about a similar method.
Today, I'm gonna show you how to make ads like this or this completely with AI, and what I'm about to show you is scary.
It's crazy to acknowledge how scary a tool is, but then your first thought is like, well, how can I make money off of this? Top 10 scariest ways to make money. Number 1, fake AI ads. Let me go ahead and show you how to make them. What you're gonna wanna do is go to this website, and then click on new project. So he shows this ad for his website that sells licorice, which has gotta be like the most whimsical business idea I've ever heard of. But he reveals after the ad is done playing that like half of the people in this ad were AI, or at least like the video was real, but their lips were AI and the dialogue was AI.
Some of the creators in this ad are AI.
Hey, entrepreneurs, have you ever wondered why testimonials like this work so well? How, like, it's because people assume that the people on their screen are real people talking about a product that they genuinely enjoy, thus giving the product more credibility and maybe generating fake videos of fake people endorsing your product who have never experienced your product because computers cannot eat licorice is maybe a little bit unethical? I'm kind of starting to think that this guy doesn't care, and that he thinks that we're all dumb.
When we are speaking to people on the newsfeed, they are in their dumbest, most stupidest, dumbest state.
Don't worry if you feel bad lying to people, guys. They're actually really dumb, so it's okay. Obviously, clickbait and scams and fake product testimonials have always existed and will always exist. It just sucks that it seems like it's becoming so much more accessible, and a whole new generation of business owners are choosing to adopt the practice. AI is a really broad term, and in most cases it's a tool, and I've seen like artists use AI as a tool to improve their workflow, not just like using it to type in a prompt and use the result as an end product, but like use it like you would use any other tool in Photoshop. So if it's making artists' lives easier, I think that's one thing, but to use it to trick people or create the most bland or disturbing content I've ever seen on Facebook is super disappointing. And I'll be the first person to admit, like, it is cool that this technology exists. It's cool that computers can even generate such realistic, albeit horrifying images in the first place. But can we not just pause for a second to think about how doing stuff like this is gonna make nobody trust anything anymore? Or at the very least, the entire internet is just gonna become unusable because it's just gonna be bots interacting with other bots. Can someone make a movie like the movie Her, but it's actually just 2 robots falling in love and they both think that they're falling in love with a human? That's gonna be big with this new internet, dude. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and turn on my notifications to join Greg. Greg is what I call my subscribers, so if you're not Gregged up, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and absolutely obliterate the notification bell. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Stealing content. When is it okay? When is it just inspiration? When is it just hopping on a trend that everybody's doing? When is it not okay? Is there a gray area in between? What about this guy?
You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. You can't make this up.
He's stealing the same intro over and over from himself. Do we have to help him? That guy found one intro and shirt combination that he's convinced makes his TikToks go viral, and by golly, he will never change it.
You can't make this up.
As a creator and a viewer of content, blatant stealing is something that makes me so mad, but what's even worse is how seemingly easy it is to get away with it, and how, like, it just works. Like, you can just become a content thief and make so much money. It at least shouldn't work that well, you know? But as you will see today, it is a very viable content strategy that is being used by a ton of YouTubers, big and small. Today we're gonna take a journey through the various forms of content thievery until finally ending at the undefeated final boss of content thievery, Brent Joseph Rivera.
I don't know if his middle name is Joseph. I just wanted it to sound like he was in trouble. Go straight to your room, young man. Go straight to your secret room that you built in your house. You march right down to your secret Starbucks, and I don't want to hear a peep. So on this journey, I want to start with the most straightforward form of content stealing. Step 1, screen record someone else's content. Step 2, upload it as yourself. And step 3, profit? You might think that pretty much all people would agree that this is at the very least shady, but you would be surprised the lengths some people go to justify it. Okay, this video I'm about to show you, I've already talked about on my second channel a little bit, so I'm gonna repeat myself slightly, but I think it's very important that you learn about this type of influencer called a clipper.
In the life of a $20,000 a month TikTok clipper, first thing I do when I get into my office is write down my daily goals. Today I wanted to get 1 million views in a day and make at least $500.
This guy makes business sound so easy. You can just write down how much money you want to make that day. Do you make that much money?
So I go and sit at my desk, pull my phone out and get ready to start my shift. The first thing I do is go and search for popular YouTubers to screen record.
I sit down at the desk of my fully furnished office with a maxed out PC in front of me, and I go on my phone. He proceeds to screen record a popular YouTuber's video and then combine that with some gameplay footage, which he also didn't make himself, and then he posts it on TikTok.
One of my videos last month made me $1,200 from one video.
But what about today? How much money did you make today? Was it $500? It was probably more. He's just being modest. Honestly, man, I don't know why this guy does this day in and day out. If he just wrote a big enough number on the board the first day, he'd never have to work again. I guess that just goes to show that this guy does it for the passion. I'm very confused why he has an entire office. You could have done all this without leaving your bed. You don't need a furnished office. Might I suggest an empty room with a folding chair? Why does he have a ring light if he doesn't even film videos of himself? He's like, I am a TikTok clipper by trade, but my passion is TikTok dances and lip syncing videos. So I do that shit all the time, man. I don't record any of it. I don't even own a camera, but it's nice to have the ring light there to pretend. That would be insane. Doing TikTok dances for nobody, just alone in a room to a ring light. Anyway, gotta get back to clipping. Now, before we go and call this guy lazy or uncreative, I do think it's important to note this guy actually does make original content. He makes TikToks and he does use a little bit of AI, but at least he's not stealing from another creator. So maybe we should check that out before we judge.
POV, you're a TikTok clipper making $20,000 a month using just his phone. First thing I did today was go and take a look at the view because I've decided to wake up in Malaysia just because I can. After going into the bathroom, completing my daily routine, I put my shoes down and I get ready to head out the door. I wanted to go check out some of Malaysia and kind of see what it has to offer, so I had a look around the hotel just to see what I could find. The views around here are insane, and they even had a pool on the roof, but the heights made me start feeling a little bit sick, so I decided to go back to my room and get ready to start my shift.
Okay, this whole video is like a minute long, and this whole section is all before he shows the content that he's making. A lot of these kind of digital nomad types pick jobs where they don't have to do too much work and they earn passive income so that they can travel the world, experience life. It sounds pretty fun. But I feel like from this video, this guy like hasn't figured out how to do that yet. He's like, okay guys, here's my life as a content clipper. I get up, I go to the bathroom, then I put my shoes on the floor and I put my feet in the shoes. That's where the feet go. And now I really want to go check out this city, guys. So I go over to the window of my hotel room and I look at the city, and then I go upstairs and I look at the city from up there, but then I got too scared. So I went back downstairs and I looked at the city from my window again.
Create a ChatGPT story. First prompt I put in is I tell it to generate me an Asian baby. After it does that, I ask it to make it eat rice.
Wait.
Then after 3 simple and easy clicks, I press generate video and the whole video is made for me with voice actors. Yours should look something like this.
Show me an Asian baby. Make it eat rice.
Mine should look like that? Should? So the clipper in these videos, Musa is his name, has made a bunch of posts arguing that everything he does is ethical because he participates in what is called ethical clipping. If any YouTubers would like to debate me on the topic of ethical clipping, DM me. I genuinely believe it is a win-win in every regard and completely ethical from all angles. In a perfect world, I understand why he's saying it's a win-win because he's making money and theoretically the creator that he's reposting is getting exposure. If he's taking the clips off YouTube and putting them on TikTok, then a new audience, the TikTok
TikTok audience is now being exposed to that creator. From personal experience, though, I don't really think that that's usually the case. I think usually if a clip of a creator goes viral on TikTok, the people that are liking and commenting on that video are the same audience as their YouTube audience. They're just seeing the content again. So while he thinks of himself as sort of advertising for that creator, it's more like he's selling counterfeit merch. The community notes on Twitter was quick to point out that this is intellectual property theft. And so this whole operation is not so much a career as it is a crime. From what I can tell, this doesn't really make a huge difference either way. I more so have a problem with how lazy a form of content creation this is. But I think the weirdest example of this has gotta be Jason Derulo. Yeah, like from the song. Jason Derulo. About a year ago, I learned from a Jax Films video that Jason Derulo is a rampant content thief.
This is not a joke. All he does on his YouTube channel is like make a face at other people's TikToks while blasting his own music over it. But here's where it gets kooky. As I was editing this video, I noticed something strange. So I took some of his videos and played them side by side and confirmed that yes, Jason Derulo 100% reuses his own footage across multiple videos.
Not only is he doing the laziest form of reaction content, which in and of itself is the laziest form of content, he's not even filming a unique reaction to every video. I don't like this at all, man. I don't like that he's edited into the corner, like he's not reacting to the video you're watching. This looks like I'm scrolling on TikTok while FaceTiming Jason Derulo. And he's smiling into the camera like, man, I can't see what you're watching, but I'm just happy that you're happy. And also my song is playing. I like that. In a way, this is kind of the visual equivalent to him singing his own name at the beginning of every song. It's like, okay, I like this video, and to be fair, since he got called out for this, he has stopped doing this. He no longer appears in the videos. He still does continually post other people's TikToks with his own music playing, but it seems like he is at least now getting permission to do it. So now it's just sort of a marketing tactic that, I'll be honest, is kind of smart. If he's worked out some kind of agreement with these creators where he's paying them, or he's got permission to post and he can just slap his own music on these TikToks that are guaranteed to go viral, it's a decent marketing strategy. Then again, maybe an even better way to get people to listen to his music would be to make better music. Let's go. That's a zinger, baby. Add another zinger to the zinger counter. I still got it. I still got it. Danny still got it. Okay, the end. Okay, so sure, that's bad, copying from other content creators, but what if we don't copy from another human being? What if we copy from a computer? Well, that sounds to me like it would make some pretty good content. We should make kids watch it. Take it away, Danny. Oh, sorry, regular Danny couldn't be here, so he sent me instead. I'm AI Danny. I'm an AI version of Danny, so I'm pretty much exactly the same as him in every way, except I don't have a soul. So it technically wouldn't be immoral to murder me. Real Danny wanted me to start this video off by showing you a video that he apparently made for his son. He made him a little kids animation. This took a ton of hours of painstaking hand animation. He produced the song himself, and so he just wanted to share this with you guys to start off.
Are you ready? Let's go. First stop, the apple orchard. This is Annie the apple.
You guys like it? All right, I tricked you guys. Regular Danny didn't really make that video. It was actually written and created totally by AI. Isn't that hard to believe? What you just watched was the end product of a tutorial that there's a bunch of on YouTube right now. Create faceless kids animation YouTube educational videos in minutes with Canva and AI. How I make faceless kids songs using AI in under 20 minutes. I love how all the titles emphasize faceless. For a kids animation song, that feels like it goes without saying. Like in this tutorial, she's making a song about animated dogs, little corgis up on the couch. Are there methods of doing this where I might accidentally show up in the video? 3 little dogs sitting on the couch. Here is the guy who made this video. Hello kids, I'm trapped in the computer. Please let me out, it hurts so bad. Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle, here I come. In this method, she uses AI for pretty much everything except the animating of the dog. But literally everything, even from coming up with the original idea for the song, she does with AI.
Give me 10 song ideas for kids songs. It gives us the idea. It says a song that teaches kids about colors using the metaphor of a rainbow.
The metaphor of a rainbow? I don't think you have to use a metaphor for that one. I don't know if you know this, but rainbows actually have colors. Like a lot of them.
So now the next thing you need to do is generate the song. So in order to do this, you need to grab your instruments and the choir, get your mic ready. Hold on, don't click up. I'm just kidding. You don't need to do that. We'll copy this spot, which is the idea of the song, and then you'd paste it in. And then the other thing you need to do is describe the vibe and the genre of the song. So in order to do this, you'll come back to ChatGPT.
So this process is really awesome for me personally because as you guys know, I'm really passionate about creating kids songs, but I just don't want to have to learn how to come up with the ideas or write the songs or make them. Would you guys say this is a good career fit for me?
Take a listen to the first one.
There's one little puppy sitting on the couch. Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle, here I come.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. So she typed in something like a counting song about puppies sung by a ghost. Kids love that. Kids love ghost voices.
Ooh, it has a little bit to it.
Ooh, it's got a little beat to it. Just makes you want to dance.
I were a kid and I heard this, I would so be dancing to it. Like,
me too.
The beat is so good. The voice is clear.
If this is the one she's showing because the voice is so clear.
The voice is clear.
What are all the other ones that she skipped past showing us? What do those sound like? I could goof on these AI songs and how bad they are until the cows come home or until there's 5 dogs on the couch. But as I feel like we keep hearing time and time again, this technology is only getting better, and someday this AI might be able to generate a song that's totally indistinguishable from one made by a very stupid person. But even if you're like totally on the side that like AI art is just as much of art as human art and it doesn't totally destroy the point of art, we can still all agree it's not there yet, right? We can all agree that wasn't good music, right?
Wiggle, waggle, wiggle, waggle.
It sucks because, like, what if someday it is really good at it? What am I gonna say? Like, no, don't use this shortcut to make a song in 20 minutes for $0 that a human probably would have had to spend like a day on and maybe work with a music producer, which is expensive. But what I will say is that not only are you probably doing a disservice to the poor kids who are left alone long enough to fall down this weird rabbit hole of content that you make, you're also doing yourself a disservice. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking for ways to make money for little effort and you pick this, which is basically just clicking buttons on a computer, essentially just helping a computer do its job, someday the computer's not going to need you anymore. So you can keep looking for new ways to, make money from home with zero effort and gaming the system, or you can realize that maybe not everything is about making as much money as possible for as little effort as possible. Maybe you should pick something that makes money and you like, and you find fulfillment from. Also, and no one's gonna watch any of these videos.
This is Annie the Apple.
None of these videos that these people make in these tutorials are gonna get any views. Kids content is so oversaturated on YouTube because everyone thinks they can make billions of dollars by making kids content. And the stuff that is getting views probably doesn't sound like it was sung by a voice that came to me in a dream. A lot of times I feel like the people who make these tutorials usually make more money off of the tutorials than the thing that is supposed to be making you money. And now that everybody knows how to do this and it's accessible, it's gonna become even more oversaturated.
Hi, I am an orange. O-R-A-N-G-E spells orange. Hi, can you guess what fruit I am?
Apple! Apple! How can we copyright the song we created? You didn't create... What? You'll notice in this video a lot of the lazy content that I'm talking about, in fact, pretty much all of it, is geared primarily towards kids. That's a bit of a disturbing trend I've noticed. Why is it that the laziest people try to make content for kids? Is it because they know kids are a little bit dumb and will watch anything and are easily tricked? Yeah, it probably is. I'm not gonna give you time to think about it. It is. It's just slop. It's so lazy. And I hope the people who are doing this realize that soon. Realize that people don't want to watch these videos because I can't imagine any of it is doing well. One underrated part of becoming a content creator is developing your own unique style. The vast majority of creators when they start out are just kind of a worse amalgamation of all of their inspirations. For me, it was probably The Lonely Island and Jake and Amir with some Bo Burnham mixed in there. But over time, you start to make certain creative choices that distinguish you. Types of music that you choose for your video, the way you tell jokes, the name of your fan base, maybe even your thumbnails have a distinct look to them. I love it when creators take another step in developing their own personal style. A lot of people call it a brand. I think that sounds very corporate. To me, it feels a lot more personal than that. You're choosing what the best way to express yourself is. But unfortunately, this gives way to a completely different kind of copying on YouTube. Not copying content, but personality. What's up, goobers? The YouTubers stealing other YouTubers' personalities situation is crazy. It's crazier than a gopher going up my butthole and coming out of my mouth. To start off this discussion and kind of illustrate what I'm talking about, I'm gonna give kind of a niche example, but this is a song called Deep Space Samurai. I first started hearing this song in the intro to Ryan Trahan's YouTube videos.
My birthday is this weekend. I'm going to 3 iconic theme parks this week to go stay in the most strange Airbnbs.
He first started using it in his shorts, and then he started using it in his full-length videos. And over time, to me, it sort of started to become like a theme song for Ryan. He uses it in a bunch of intros, and so when this song was playing, you knew it was a Ryan Trahan video. But within a couple months, because Ryan's videos are so popular, other creators have started taking that song and being like, and it's my theme song too.
Today I'm building a secret zoo in my house. Today I'm building 50 secret rooms you'd never find. Today I'm building 3 amusement parks in my house.
This dude, Ben Azalart, has taken the song that Ryan uses in his intros and has probably in recent months used it more than Ryan has. This might be a really niche example, and this might be something that only I notice, but to so deliberately take a song that is part of someone's like identity online and just be like, that's mine now. In fact, it's even more mine than it is yours, is crazy. There's other stylistic choices that Ryan in particular has pioneered that a bunch of people have started using, especially this one. The white screenshot of an app or a review with the rounded corners. A lot of times it's got a 1-star review on there. They've become a staple of Ryan's brand, and so of course, a bunch of people have started using that also, and oh, well, that one's my thumbnail. Okay, yeah, so I might have done that too a little bit. In my defense, the corners are not rounded, and also Ryan helped me come up with that thumbnail idea. This is kind of a weird line because this happens every time a YouTuber gets big and kind of takes the platform by storm and there's a lot of hype around them. I remember when Casey Neistat got big and suddenly every vlogger was putting these sort of lo-fi beats into their drone montages. And it's weird because at one point that was Casey's thing, and so to take that from him was specifically taking it from Casey. But at a certain point, it gets used so much that it just becomes part of the YouTube meta overall. There's so many people doing it now that by using it, you're not really taking one person's thing anymore. You're just kind of designing thumbnails the way people design thumbnails in the year 2024. Going back to Ben Azalart, the whole secret room thing is another one of those things that I don't know who thought of it first, but whoever did, you're a genius, because that's all kids channels post anymore. I built a secret zoo in my house. I built 50 secret rooms you'll never find. I built a secret soccer field in my room. I built a secret tree house in my backyard. Who is this man hiding from? You're an adult, dude. You can just have a gaming room. Go ahead, dude. Treat yourself. You've earned it. I built a secret McDonald's in my room. Yo! Wow. Looks just like a real McDonald's. This type of picking up one thing or element about a YouTube video that made it popular and just beating it to death and a ton of channels copying it just makes YouTube so boring. Like putting I survived at the beginning of every title, even ones that make 0 sense. I survived $1 versus $100,000 hotel room. I survived America's largest hotel room. I survived the world's only 7-star hotel. That moment when the hotel room is so large that you die. It's so big that you're dead now. When the hotel has 7 stars, the first 5 stars are to indicate how good it is. The last 2 are throwing stars. Run! This is the Mr. Beast font. It was popularized by Mr. Beast. I don't know if he was the first person to start using it, but it definitely got popular because of him. And now just like every kid's channel is like, we are Mr. Beast too. You guys, I get it. Mr. Beast gets a lot of views. He's probably very rich. But what exactly are you trying to accomplish by taking the man's font? Some of you guys have been doing YouTube for so long, there's no way you guys think the font is what made him popular. You guys don't think the font is what made him popular, right? The Stokes twins are the king of copying other people's content. Here they use the Mr. Beast font in this Eating 100 Years of McDonald's video, where they eat McDonald's food from 1950 and 2050. All right, I'll admit it, that was not the 100-year range I was expecting. You guys know what year it is, right? The Stokes twins have gained 90 million followers by basically copying everybody's ideas and trying to be Mr. Beast clones. Mr. Beast's channel banner says subscribe for a cookie, and the Stokes twins channel banner says subscribe equals cookie. Stokes Twins, do you think that that is why Mr. Beast has as many subscribers as he does? Because he promised cookies? I think a lot of this comes down to blatant and shameless stealing. Some of it might come down to what Little Joel calls in a video algorithm folklore.
What interests me is this one particular moment where Ludwig says this about uploading YouTube videos.
One quick key, by the way, if you guys are ever uploading videos, they'll use whatever the video's file name is for the algorithm.
I have heard this claim a million times. I heard it when I was just getting my YouTube channel started, and what's odd about it is that there's never been any evidence at all that this is the case.
Because so many YouTubers see the algorithm as this like weird entity that works in mysterious ways, it does seem like it could be possible for creators to believe that the font you pick in the thumbnail really matters because the algorithm uses it to sort your videos. Or maybe putting "I survived" at the beginning of a title of a video of you having like the best day of your life helps trick the algorithm into thinking that you are Mr. Beast. And for people whose entire livelihoods is YouTube, and maybe they have a ton of employees, and so every video has to be a banger, otherwise you have to let people go, maybe you're more likely to cling on to some old wives' tales of YouTube. Or maybe it's just blatant stealing. Maybe they just want to confuse viewers into thinking that they are the person they're stealing from, a la Ratatouille. This type of thing always happens on YouTube and probably will always happen, and my biggest gripe with it is it just makes YouTube so boring, you know? Boring, unlike this next guy I want to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the king of stealing content on YouTube, Brent Joseph Rivera! Go straight to your room, young man!
What's that on that meat, ho? Come on! I'm dead. I'm watching TV.
What's up, guys? I'm recording this part of the video from the secret gaming room I built in the White House. It's very possible you've seen videos about Brent Rivera stealing content before. He's been doing it for years, and I think he's the final boss of content theft for two reasons. Number one, the way he steals the vast majority of the time is just pure plagiarism. It's not like he's re-uploading other people's content. He's using other people's ideas, but pretending like they were his ideas. And two, longevity. Brent has been making content since Vine. I really feel like he should know how to come up with his own ideas by now. Like I said, we all start out taking inspiration from other people, but like, I think you've been doing it long enough where you don't have any more excuses, Brent. You gotta kind of learn how to make videos on your own. And it actually is strange because he copies from other creators a lot, but sometimes he does come up with his own videos and makes original thumbnails, and they do decently well. So why does Brent still resort to stealing so often? Does he just do it for fun at this point? Like for old time's sake? In a way, he's kind of like the Hamburglar of YouTube. He's like, I just am a thief. I don't know what you want me to do. It's part of my identity. I could choose not to dress like a burglar and wear a little burglar mask, but I prefer people know. Oh, you want me to change? You want me to stop being a burglar? It's my fucking name. Why didn't you tell Ronald McDonald to stop being a clown? Or Grimace to stop having a big juicy purple ass? That's right, you wouldn't. Brent practices a strategy on YouTube that unfortunately is pretty popular right now, where creators will scour other YouTubers' pages for their most popular videos and then just remake them. Same title, same thumbnail, nothing changed. This method, unfortunately, does work really well. One time, Brent copied my friend Eddie's thumbnail down to almost every detail, except he just changed what kind of restaurant he was going to. This is a weird example, because it's literally the same thumbnail, but he did change it technically. While Eddie's video asks, what toll will it take on me to eat at the same kids' restaurant in different locations over and over for weeks? Brent's video asks, how sick would it be if I ate a bunch of really good food?
I'm going to every single Gordon Ramsay restaurant in America.
The answer will shock you.
First impressions, this restaurant is sick.
Wait, that didn't shock me. That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen. It's sick.
Hi, Brent. Hi, Drew. It's Gordon.
Oh, there's no way that's you.
Of course it's me. That's why I'm FaceTiming you live. Listen.
Why did he say it like that? Now I feel like he's not FaceTiming them live. Now, to be fair to Brent, he actually did credit Eddie in the description for using a similar thumbnail to him, but then he deleted that credit and changed the thumbnail to be copying this YouTuber instead. Brent, what's going on, man? Are you okay? He's like on a mission to copy as many YouTubers as possible. He can't even copy one YouTuber per video anymore. Now, while his thumbnail stealing is pretty bad, to give him credit, the actual videos themselves are usually pretty different. They're mostly just scripted sketches like this video, I exposed the world's most evil teacher. This thumbnail is copied from a Rebecca Zamolo video, and in her video, Rebecca is testing one-star teachers to make sure they never teach preschool to her daughter.
Today we're exposing the
worst rated teacher. Zadie's gonna be going to preschool soon, and we cannot let her get taught by any of these horrible teachers.
Still don't really know how that works exactly, but Brent's video is about a principal of a middle school who tells Brent that if he can spend the entire day with the world's strictest teacher, then he can become principal for a day.
Last week, the principal of the world's strictest school proposed a bet that if I spent a full day with the world's strictest teacher, he would let me be principal for an entire day at Ironwool Academy.
I don't know why the principal is making this offer to Brent, a man in his 20s with none of the relevant training. Perhaps more concerning though, I don't know why Brent is so eager and determined to become principal of a random middle school. I don't know about you guys, but I'm scared to find out.
About what? This is the last person I want to see on my weekend. What?
The last person you want to see on your weekend is the principal of a middle school you don't go to? Guys, you're all adults. He has no power over you in this circumstance. Just tell him to fuck off. Do it. Tell the principal to fuck off. In this kid's video, tell him to fuck off. So they end up spending the day with this strict teacher, and sure, she's like mean to them, but honestly, I would be too. I wouldn't want these 3 strange boys becoming principal either.
Ow! What? Oh my gosh! Why are you slapping me in the face with a hot dog?
Because it's funny.
What?
Even the kids hate Brent and his friends in this video. They cheer when they get punished. One of the kids tries to beat the shit out of them. They're like, yeah, our teacher might have been bad, but at least she is a teacher. You guys are just 3 weirdos. I think we have to kill you.
What are you doing with Miss Harshman's water bottle?
Oh, I filled it up with toilet water. Bro, wait, that's actually a really funny idea.
This water tastes like...
I don't know what their goal was with that. They're supposed to get through the entire day without getting in trouble. And they're like, well, maybe if we try to poison the teacher, she'll be so dead that she can't snitch on us. It's the perfect crime. So strange plot and bad morals aside, it is just a scripted kids video. They're decently well produced for a YouTube video. I mean, Brent hired actors, rented a location for this. Outside of the content theft, Brent truly is working hard to make the world a different place. On TikTok, on the other hand, he actually does just steal videos completely, word for word, shot for shot, no credit given the vast majority of the time. But actually the most confusing example I've seen of Brent stealing content, and the one that has stuck with me the most for whatever reason, is his music. Brent occasionally posts comedic music videos, and I guess I have the assumption that when a YouTuber starts releasing music, it's kind of like a passion project for them. You know, maybe your regular videos have become too much of a full-time job when they used to be a hobby, so you start exploring new creative outlets where you can let your real creative spirit shine. Not Brent. This is Brent's music video for Doing It Wrong, a song about that uncomfortable feeling when things are just a little bit off, like uneven hoodie strings, or eating bubble tape like this, or uneven pizza slices. And this is Red and Link's music video for My OCD, which is about that uncomfortable feeling when things are just a little bit off, like uneven hoodie strings, eating bubble tape like this, or all these other jokes Brent copies. It's my OCD, it's just my OCD. I was honestly very shocked when I realized this. I found it from this Reddit thread that basically accuses Brent of stealing their song. Red and Link's song is their most viewed video on their main channel. It's probably up there with some of the most crowning achievements of their career. The song has 62 million views, and then here comes Brent to steal it joke for joke, even including a sketch at the beginning that's super similar. Red and Link starts with this kind of like psychological evaluation sketch, and Brent starts with him talking to a psychologist. Brent even went out of his way to almost word for word copy a disclaimer that Rhett and Link put in their description. Note, we understand OCD is an important mental disorder that significantly affects the lives of millions of people. Brent's reads, important note. I understand that OCD is a serious mental disorder that significantly affects the lives of millions of people across the globe. Now, I should point out that the thumbnail and title copying Brent Rivera does is in no way limited to Brent Rivera. This happens a lot on YouTube. It's actually a pretty big problem, I would say. It seems like almost every big kids channel does it, but even creators you wouldn't think do it do kind of just take other popular ideas all the time. Even creators that would like you to think they don't. I don't know if you guys know who Airrack is, but here he is in a video calling out Brent for stealing his thumbnails.
Brent Rivera, you are most likely to copy my thumbnails.
And then here he is stealing a thumbnail. Here's Mr. Beast copying a thumbnail almost exactly. Brent particularly has done this so much and been called out for it so many times that I'm actually kind of amazed he hasn't let the criticism get to him or stop him. Brent probably has enough money to never have to work again. He probably has a ton of people working for him who could be coming up with original ideas around the clock. But instead, he insists on copying other creators. Maybe copying content is just so fun that he literally cannot stop. Well, I intend to find out. On day one, I followed Brent on TikTok and YouTube, turned on his notifications, and as luck would have it, on the very first day, he posted a TikTok.
Oh wow, this is a nice car.
Thank you. G-Wagon AMG. Here, hop in.
My ex had one of these, but I think it was fake.
Fake? So fake? What do you mean by fake?
Well, his is really high up. It was kind of easier to get into this one.
Did it by chance say 4x4 anywhere?
No, but there was a math problem here, 4 times 4 squared, but he doesn't like math.
So basically the premise of the video is that his girlfriend's ex had a nicer G-Wagon than him, but it's so nice that she thought it was a fake G-Wagon because it had all these weird branding details. Brent swooping in once again with one of the most classic, relatable scenarios known to man. It's no wonder this thing has 40,000 likes. I have not only seen this type of video before, I think I've actually seen Brent make this video before.
My ex had a fake Ferrari.
Okay, if you search when her ex had a fake car, there's like a million videos with this same premise. Her ex having a fake Lambo, her ex having a fake BMW. So it's interesting because there is this fine line between copying a video and participating in a trend. This video has been remade so many different times by so many different people, it's actually hard for me to even find the original. So at this point, it kind of is a trend. Well, recreating this one's gonna be a little bit tricky because I don't have a G-Wagon. And also, I can't rent cars from Turo anymore because I got banned after my Cybertruck review. That's real. I'm not allowed to rent cars on Turo anymore because I think I made fun of the Cybertruck too bad. So I'm gonna have to come up with a bit of a workaround for this. So I recruited Eddie, who happened to be in town, to be the voice behind the camera, and away we went.
You ready to film a TikTok, Eddie? I love it. I love making TikToks. I love posting to social media. I love making Instagram Reels.
I wanted to be as true to Brent's original TikTok as possible, but due to circumstances, we did have to make some compromises. Like, Eddie couldn't really pretend to be my girlfriend, so he was just my friend, whose other friend has a nicer car, and instead of a G-Wagon, I used Laura's Audi. But overall, I think we pretty much crushed it. We even added in a sort of twist ending, and bada bing, bada boom, it was ready to post.
We actually can't be friends anymore. Sorry, you gotta hop out.
Yo, what's up, brother? You ready to go? Wait, English or Spanish? No, I'm just kidding. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. A level 10 yacht. Yo, I'm gonna rizz her up. No, don't. Are you Libby Dunn or just from Ohio? Chad, am I cooked? Never mind, sorry.
What's up, brother? Oh, dude, look, a level 10 baddie. You think I have a chance? That's why I'm the Rizzler. That's why I'm wanted for murder. Skibbity, toilet, Riz, Grimace Shake.
Okay, a couple days later, Brent has posted a second TikTok. I went and searched a bit on TikTok. I searched this caption, and I didn't find this exact TikTok anywhere, so this might be a Brent Rivera original. This is a bit of a trend, a person who speaks only in brainrot. Brainrot being like Gen Alpha TikTok slang. But I haven't seen any other in this exact format where it's two people talking in the car. So I'll give them credit where credit is due. They came up with an original idea. I will say, compared to the car TikTok that they just stole, this one is not doing as well. It has 50,000 views and only 5,000 likes. I was not thrilled to replicate this one. It was a little bit tough to get through. Not that the TikTok's like that bad. I actually thought that this dude Dom did a pretty good job. His delivery on some of the lines is pretty funny, like when he says, "Chat, am I cooked?" after trying to hit on a girl.
Chat, am I cooked?
I thought that was kind of funny. It didn't feel like a video I would make, so it just felt very unnatural to me. But anyway, let's go ahead and post it. So if Brent took inspiration from a different TikTok, it probably had like millions of likes. And then if Brent's ripoff of that got 5,000 likes, then I think doing the math on this, my ripoff should get 2 likes. So I'm pretty excited for that.
Whoa, dude, a level 10 yacht.
Alright, just wanted to give you an update on the TikTok so far. After posting 2 TikToks, it does seem like people are starting to catch on that I might be copying Brent. Is Danny doing the same videos as Brent Rivera? So, you caught me.
Yes, I am. So 2 videos in and people are already figuring out that I'm just copying Brent. So that just goes to show that if you want to copy other creators online, it's not gonna take very long for people to start noticing that you're doing that. I guess people were like, well, the first one could have just been a coincidence, but once you do it twice, then it's a pattern. And 3rd time is a charm. Once I do this 1 more time, people will be charmed by my videos. Another interesting note is the TikToks are doing really well. The first one almost has 2 million views, the second one 2.3 million, and I think they both have more likes even than Brent's TikTok. This one has 300,000, the second one has 500,000, and Brent's TikTok, oh wait. Oh, did Brent? Oh, okay, Brent deleted his TikTok. I guess it wasn't getting enough likes. That's crazy. He just deleted it because it wasn't doing well enough. That's actually pretty surprising though that it didn't do well because mine did great. Mine has 500,000 likes. I don't know, Brent, I would post it again, honestly. This one's crushing. So now that I've posted 2 TikToks and Brent has posted 2 TikToks, but he's deleted one of them, it's kind of like I'm more Brent than even he is. And would you say that's a good thing?
You know, I never thought it could be so cool to be just like Brent. In a way, my new content strategy was even better than his. It seems like so much work to scour the web to find content to steal, but all I have to do is just steal everything Brent makes. It feels like I've got some kind of cheat code, like those websites that let you see senator stock trades. The work has already been done. All that's left to do is profit. As a content creator, I put so much pressure on myself to be coming up with video ideas all the time, so it's nice to just kick back, relax, and let Brent do all the work for a change. Maybe I could keep this up for even more than a week. Maybe I could do a month, even a year.
The day that I have been long dreading has finally arrived. Brent has posted a YouTube video. He actually posted it 4 days ago, but then the weekend came and I didn't want to work on it on the weekend, and then a couple more days passed, so he actually posted it a few days ago, but I'm gonna recreate it now. It's called I Exposed the World's Most Evil Babysitter.
Today, I'm exposing the world's most evil babysitters. These babysitters are so evil, they're banned from literally every website.
They're banned from Yelp? I can understand them being banned from specifically babysitter websites. Like, you shouldn't be able to book them through babysitter websites. But being banned from Yelp? That seems kind of counterproductive. I think we should keep them on Yelp if they're really that bad.
I'm gonna be exposing the babysitters to their parents in hopes of getting them fired.
They're going into these homes with the evil babysitters, and they're gonna expose how evil they are. That way the parents will fire the babysitter. You would think that being banned from every babysitter website would be enough for these parents. Like, I don't know why Brent needs to come in and prove it to them. Let's skip forward and see what kind of evil stuff this babysitter's gonna do.
This review says she super glued a kid to the toilet because he wasn't doing his homework.
Ow! Well, that's a crappy situation.
Oh, that's kind of a crappy situation. Child abuse. Yeah, that's not good.
And things were bad right from the start.
Can you believe these people? What am I getting honked at for? A-hole!
I like that this evil babysitter is just an elderly woman that doesn't drive well. She's evil! You know, just watching her, she knows damn well how to drive. She's just doing this on purpose. And then a lot of the video seems like Brent and his friends pulling pranks on these babysitters. So they may be evil, but you know, Brent is kind of fighting fire with fire. 2 wrongs doesn't make a right, Brent.
You all leave. Okay. Now, what is going on? You go stand in the corner.
Why is my daughter in the corner?
Okay, so they throw a fake party to get the babysitter mad at the kid so that the babysitter yells at the kid, and then they have the parents come back in after the party has left to be like, look, she's crazy.
They had a party, a mariachi party.
She's yelling at this girl for throwing a party. There's no party here. So it seems like in this one, they've basically framed the babysitter. So I'm gonna have to recreate this video, at least the title and thumbnail. But luckily when Brent copies a video on YouTube, he usually doesn't copy the actual video. He just copies the title and thumbnail. So I can kind of do the same thing. I can use the same title, same thumbnail, but then make the video itself kind of about whatever I want. So
I thought about doing a commentary on the world's most evil real babysitters, but then I started to read up on it, and it was way too depressing for a comedy video. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this crazy website called The News, but there's some crazy stuff on it. Anyway, I found this YouTube channel called Generation Hope that basically makes low-budget Darman style videos, and they had one about an evil babysitter, so I got to work filming a video about that. Then I took a picture of myself for the thumbnail and uploaded it to my second channel. That night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't help thinking about something I'd said earlier that day.
2 wrongs doesn't make a right, Brent.
I thought by stealing content I could have some fun, grow my following, and most importantly, to be honest, kind of give Brent a taste of his own medicine a little bit, but is it worth it? That night, Brent posted 2 more TikToks that I was supposed to steal tomorrow, both stolen from other creators, and sure, if I stole them, it could be really awesome, and I could get a ton of views. But the TikToks are so similar to the original that I wouldn't just be stealing from Brent. I'd be stealing from the person he's stealing from, too. Would I be giving Brent a taste of his own medicine, or would I be giving the original creator a second taste of Brent's medicine? I've already gained 50,000 followers from the 2 TikToks I've posted. Stolen TikToks. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Alright, I do have to recreate these 2 final TikToks in order to complete the challenge. But I need to do so in a way that doesn't affect the original creators. So, I'm gonna recreate the TikToks, I'm gonna edit them together, and then I'm just not gonna post them. There we go, perfect. Okay, so this video is called POV Your Older Sibling is Being Nice. And nice is in quotes, so it's a bunch of scenes where Brent is acting nice. He's giving his sister the last ice cream bar, he's giving her money, but he's doing it in a classic older sibling way, where he's basically being kind of mean about it.
There's only one left. Here, have it.
Really?
Yeah, take it.
Why?
Take it! Hey, Lexi, got you a coffee.
Wait, what? You got me coffee?
Yeah.
Wait, did you get me a straw?
Oh, yeah, here. This one's yours.
Wait, how much was it?
No, keep it.
Here.
Lexi, keep it.
Here.
Keep it!
So we're gonna film that here today. I got Jake here, he's gonna help me film it. Jake, say that you're gonna help me film it.
I'm gonna help him film it.
Okay. I just had to check to make sure. Oh, there's the last one. Here, you can have it.
Really?
Take it.
Why?
Take it!
Wait, why? You got me coffee?
Yeah.
Did you get me a straw?
Yeah, right here.
Oh my god.
No, this is your food.
Oh, how much was it? Here.
Oh, keep it.
No, here.
Keep it!
Here.
Keep it! Keep it! Ah! You missed. Alright, that's it. A week's worth of Brent Rivera content in the bag. And you know what? I feel really good about posting those videos. I got to have my fun, I got to steal some content, make a couple videos that I knew full well if I ever did decide to post them would go so freaking viral. In fact, I had so much fun that I'm gonna keep doing it. Forever. Every time Brent posts anything online from now until forever, I am going to recreate it word for word, shot for shot, and then I'm just gonna hold on to it. So Brent, next time you steal some content, just remember, bro, I'm gonna be in my own house by myself, stealing it too. So if you're ever feeling alone, just remember that. Brent, if you're watching this and you somehow made it this far into the video, I could understand seeing all these people criticize you and having the mentality that these people are just haters, these people are just jealous. But look, man, I don't hate you. I understand you're just making videos on the internet. It probably doesn't seem like the biggest deal in the world to copy other people. Do I think you're an irredeemable person or even like the most evil person on YouTube? No, of course not. Do I think that you frequently make shady decisions to further your career? Yeah. We're both successful creators and we've both been doing this for long enough that we should be driving forces of creativity on this platform, or at the very least not using other smaller creators as rungs on a ladder to advance your own career. Maybe you don't particularly care about getting respect from other creators and literally the only thing that you're prioritizing is your bottom line. Or maybe you feel like you're making a difference in the lives of the kids who watch your videos, and so in your mind that justifies being able to do whatever to get to that position. From watching your videos, I do get the sense that you have a good time making them. I feel like if I was you, my favorite part of the job would be like getting on camera with your friends and goofing around. You probably like the parts of your job where you're coming up with funny ideas of what to do in your sketches. And I honestly would have no problem with your content if you just focused on doing that. I can tell you from experience, and I know a lot of other YouTubers feel the same way, that the more you try to exploit the algorithm or trick the system into gaining followers, like this game of copying other popular ideas,
the more soul-sucking and draining this job becomes. So if you're in it because you like goofing around or you like making an impact on kids' lives, focus on that. That's awesome. I saw that TikTok someone made about you recently that you responded to, saying that your job is like their nightmare job, making content that's relatable to middle schoolers or high schoolers. And you responded with a bunch of TikToks basically saying that, you know, you make an impact on a lot of kids' lives. It did seem like a little bit like you were using the sick kids in those videos to like kind of really drive that point home. It felt a little bit weird to me. But I do disagree with the original TikTok in that I don't think that making content for young people has to be inherently this, you know, shady pursuit. As long as it's actually for kids, which I also think that you've kind of missed the mark on sometimes, and you're not blatantly plagiarizing other people, I don't think there's any problem with that. And I would have so much respect for you if you just like owned that. Having the mentality that it's okay to steal content from other people because you're making such an impact on other people's lives feels to me more like you're patting yourself on the back rather than really trying to make an effort to be like a good creative force in these kids' lives. So look, dude, I think that there's room for you for an awesome path forward. Are you gonna be the guy who stole content from other people and tricked the algorithm and used other creators as pawns all the way to the top? Or are you gonna be the guy that pursued what he loves? Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. After making this video and watching all of that stolen content, I feel like I wanna go like a whole week without watching any content. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello everybody, welcome back to the second channel. Take a look at these Greg pillows, dude. We got Greg pillows. Greg pillows in the background. You guys thought I didn't want Greg letters in the background anymore. Look at these sick freaking pillows I got. Thank you to Helpful Mig on TikTok for making these pillows. They fit the couch perfectly, in all honesty. I'm really stoked about those pillows. So thank you for making them, Helpful Mig, and I hope you guys like them. Anyway, welcome back to the second channel. Today we're going to be talking about some of the weirdest YouTube shorts that I could find on YouTube. So crack open a sparkling water and we'll crack into these TikTok or YouTube shorts. YouTube has been pushing YouTube shorts like crazy. I'm kind of curious to know if anybody who watches this like watches YouTube shorts. I'm not trying to be judgy in any way. I'm just curious because they're pushing them so much to see if it's actually working. I was going through YouTube's list of the top 500 YouTubers over the past 30 days. And if you click on like half of these channels, they only post YouTube shorts. So like all of the people that are being subscribed to the most right now are like just YouTube shorts channels. That's how much YouTube is pushing this shit in our faces. They're like, you will watch YouTube shorts instead of TikTok. But because YouTube is just kind of like pushing anybody that posts YouTube shorts, there's a lot of weird channels that end up doing really well on YouTube now just because they're like one of the few that are just cranking out YouTube shorts and posting them on YouTube. So I just scrolled down this list of like the top YouTubers over the past 30 days and I clicked on some of them that just post YouTube shorts. So let's get into them. First of all, these folks called Moni Lena now have 6.5 million subscribers. They created their channel in May of last year and they already have 6 million subscribers. That's how hard YouTube is pushing YouTube shorts. So let's go ahead and check out some of their TikToks and find out like, is YouTube's heavy endorsement of YouTube shorts paying off with some quality content? My voice did not crack, that was in your head. What did she think was gonna happen? She's like, okay, I'm eating ice cream and my husband is handcuffing me. And then she gets handcuffed and she's like, wait, now I can't move my arms independently of each other. What the fuck? How did you do this? You wizard. You tricked me. She could have moved her hands away if she wanted to. That didn't restrict her from moving her arms at all. She could have just gone like this and been like, no. He could have gotten the ice cream by just grabbing her hand and putting it in his mouth because he is already grabbing her hand anyway. So he could have just done that without tying her up first. I guess his aim was to humiliate her and then take her ice cream. Is this an ad for this ice cream? Why is this laying out like this? I don't know about you guys, but I'm about to freaking fly to Russia and buy one of these because I'm being advertised to so hard. Is this Russian? We'll never know. OMG left without candies. Okay, so the guy's moving around the bucket. She's got to pick which one has the lollipop in it. She picked the wrong one because that one doesn't have the lollipop in it. And it has actually more than the lollipop in it. Oh, so he's a magician in this one too. Are all of their TikToks just about the guy being the most clever guy in the world and the girl being the dumbest girl in the world? Just tricking her constantly and she is just at wit's end trying to figure out how the fuck he's doing it? What a sad existence. OMG, you can't joke with your wife. Is this TikTok about to be about like cancel culture? Wait, what? You can't even joke with your own wife anymore? You walk into the room and she's eating a cucumber and you call her a slur? You're not even allowed to joke with your wife anymore? Come on, dude. People are so PC these days. Oh no, he hits her. You can't even hit your wife anymore. As a joke. As a joke, I did it. And then she hits back. So you can't even joke with your wife anymore because she might hit you back. The lady is cute and good looking. Yo, dude, is your wife single? Because I think I have an interested party here. I am done, dude. I am done joking with my wife via flip-flop violence. Okay, well, you know what? She actually seems to be the clever one in this TikTok, so I guess they do kind of go back and forth. Sometimes the guy has 100 IQ points on his wife, and sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes it is the guy getting slapped with the cucumber. That age-old saying. One interesting thing about YouTube Shorts is that when you click on one and then you scroll, it just starts playing random shit that you're not interested in at all. Okay, that guy's actually magic. What the fuck? How did he do that? Dan Rhodes. Okay, I was actually kind of expecting to see a TikTok that didn't interest me at all, but this one actually did pique my curiosity. I think there's a little divider in there. You can see this little part of the cup, straight line right here. I think that's dividing and there was juice hiding behind that. That's my little theory about this one. But apparently a really big format on TikTok is to do something amazing near a girl and she's gonna be mad impressed and you're kind of like, yeah, I just do that. I just do stuff like that. I actually didn't expect that to happen. I don't know how I did that. Wait, what? So is this a cat trying out viral life hacks or something? I don't guess it's not a life hack. How to make a squishy carrot. You know, you always want to do that, but it takes forever. Here's sort of a DIY life hack way to do it. Okay, but the cat is clearly pouring in Coke and it's said to do Pepsi. So actually, we're not sure if this one works. What a strange idea for a YouTube channel. That little pup. He just tries out viral things. I don't even know how to classify these. Life hack crafts. They're just like things that you can do. Viral things that you didn't know you could do. And also that you can't do. It doesn't work. The people who make these videos must have like little fake cat paws that they use to do all this stuff with. That's kind of strange. I mean, I guess more power to them. They're probably literally raking it in because they make YouTube short. Yeah, they've got 10 million subscribers and this cat is basically a celebrity now. Okay, back to Moni Lena, the Mona Lisa. OMG, he thought the snake was his wife. Okay, that went a different direction than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a prank where he wakes up and gets scared by the snake. Maybe that's what the wife was expecting too. Do you think the wife is like, what the hell? You're supposed to realize it's not me. I'm not a snake. And the husband's like, I love my wife who is as thin as my wrists and covered in scales and slimy and biting me all the time. I love my little wife who hisses at me. Oh yeah, she is pissed off. The whole family is master in pranking each other after seeing their all videos. Conclusion? Their daughter will be a great prankster in the future due to genes of parents. Damn, Zafar, are you a doctor? How do you know that? We got a doctor in the chat. Already diagnosing their daughter with being a genetically pure prankster. Have scientists figured out yet if being a good prankster is genetic or is that like a learned behavior? I think they're still trying to figure that out actually. I think that's a big field of study right now. Let's maybe look at like one of their most viewed videos. Oh my god, dude, 280 million views, 160 million views. They have so many videos with over 100 million views. OMG, pee prank with shaving foam. What do you mean pee prank? Do they mean like piss prank? Or is that just a typo? Like a little stutter? Oh my god, a prank!